soup. What store are you in? I have been summoned by my soup emote. So I was just finishing my salad. Okay, who's chatting? Let's see. Corwin! An artichoke! An artichoke, be hello. Hi, Akame. Oh, good hydration. I will. I have a lovely cup of smoothie, which I'm going to hydrate with. And I will stretch them. Oh. Oh, I'm feeling good. I had a nice massage with a little bit of yoga stretching earlier. Best decision I ever made tonight. No sound? What? Oh shit, I didn't have my... Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I see what's happening. Keeps doing this. I don't know why. There we go. I apologize, friends. It must have been weird just hearing me saying that there's more soup. Okay. Hold on. Corwin. I need to figure out... Oh, there you go. I was gonna refund you the soup because the other one didn't work. I mean, I'm at soup.
What store are you in? I'm at the soup store.
Why are you buying clothes at the soup store?
Fuck you.
There you go. Well, if you don't mind not losing 800 points tonight, then then that's great. All right, that should be fixed. I can hear you fine. Take two. I have 71,000 points. Holy shit, really? That's insane. I don't think I've ever had that many. Actually, no, that's incorrect. I probably had some crazy amount like that for a long time. Well, thank you. How are you doing tonight, both of you? How are you, Corwin, doing? And how are you, Artichoke, doing? Good evening. Good, I'm glad to hear that, Artichoke. Hell yeah. I'm doing well. Things have been kind of busy at work, but a good busy. Tomorrow I get a team lunch, so I don't have to bring any lunch tomorrow, which is great. Which is funny in a way because it's like Sunday. This past Sunday was the first Sunday in like I don't know half a year, maybe a year, where I specifically meal prepped for like every day this week, and then I went shit. There's a board meeting on Tuesday, which means there's going to be extra food, so I won't need lunch on Wednesday. Shit, we're going to have a team meeting on Thursday, which is going to be a team lunch. Fuck. So anyway, so now I just made too much food. But that's fine, I can freeze some of it. I mean, technically I can freeze all of it. But it would be wetter. It'd be wetter. It would be weird to defrost a rice dish. At least to me. Fucking poggers game. What did you meal prep? So I gotta remember this now. Okay, so first dish I made was I had leftover zucchini noodles that were frozen. So I cooked those up. I put in a little bit of pork belly, grilled onions, Parmesan cheese, and that might have been it. And then I had that over some corn tortillas because I thought it wouldn't be all that filling, and the corn tortillas helped. So I kind of had like zucchini noodle wraps. The second meal I made, which kind of lasted me like 2 days, because it was 2 meals, was I roasted some broccoli, Brussels sprouts, I caramelized some onions, and then I had that. There was something else. I think edamame beans. Anyway, I put those all together in a bowl. I added a bunch of curry spices to them, so cumin, turmeric, little bit of cayenne just for heat, and just kind of had like curry spiced vegetables over quinoa. It was very, very good. I had another variation, which was curry spiced vegetables over rice, because I had rice to use up. I was like, fuck it, why not? I added a little bit of soy sauce to that one for fun. And then I made some cabbage roll casserole, which I made way too fucking much of, but I really like it, so that's okay. I'll freeze that and it'll be fine. And the cabbage roll casserole didn't have, this time I didn't put rice in it, and I didn't put cheese on top. Because honestly, I find that cheese doesn't really add all that much to it. And neither does the rice. I feel very similarly about adding rice to, like, stuffed peppers. Like, there's lots going on in a stuffed pepper, even without the rice. So, I usually don't have them with it. Anyway, so cabbage roll casserole with no rice and no, like, shredded cheese. But I did put a little bit of Parmesan cheese in it. It was very good. A fellow aficionado. We finally got news about raises at work. Oh, that's good. I hope good news. Oh, Corwin's good. I started playing more Eternal Strength after buying it during the sale. Very nice. That's awesome. Love it. Yay food. Hi, gentlemen. I'm sorry I missed your names. You and Artichoke are both have names in purple for me. I apologize. Okay, sending me some right meow. Okay, spice it up. Putting these together in a bowl is the ultimate cooking skill. It really is. It's so easy, and you can just do so much with it. Like, that's why I love cooking, as opposed to, like, more so than baking, because baking is a science. Anyone can do cooking, and you can be artsy with it. You can be very artful with cooking. You can also be artsy with baking, but you need to be skilled at baking. Hi, Akemi. Hello. Hell yeah. How are you, gentlemen? Also, I think I go a bit between calling you gentleman and Arma. My default usually is to just go by the first word of a person's username. But you are Arma, so if you prefer I call you Arma, let me know. Good news, as in, oh hell yeah, I got a fairly substantial raise, which it had better be after a 1+ year delay. Nice. Downside is they didn't make it retroactive, even at least to the start of this year. Aw, well, I'm glad you got that raise. That is tough though. I remember, like, I got some, in my first year that I started working at my job, I got 2 raises, but they were small. Like, they were like, understandable kind of like cost of living raises, but they did it twice, and then the next year there was like none. So I was like, is this supposed to be like the usual? What's happening? And what it was I think they will try to do it every year or at least every 2 years, and it's mostly a cost of living thing. So, like, thank God. Is all good, Ekame. I answer to both. Okay. And the world always love a gentleman. Always love that name. Me, as someone who loves baking, it's really not that hard. Really? You also just throw stuff in a bowl and mix, then pour, then bake? Yeah, but like... Okay, so like, maybe I'm coming from the perspective of gluten-free baking, which to me is a bit of a nightmare sometimes. Other than bread lately, I'm getting a hold on bread. And like, I'm sure cornbread's not that difficult. But, like, I don't know, sometimes I just don't get it, like, as soft as I'd want, or, like, fluffy, or I put too much xanthan gum in, and then it's gummy, you know? Gluten-free baking is a fuckfest. Okay, so I'm celiac, so I have to. That's why I mention that. That is my life. Hey, Erasmo on YouTube, how you doing? The horror stories leave me far from it. I mean, I'm always grateful when my partner bakes anything, because it usually would be gluten-free, and I'm sure it's... I know sometimes it's not that different from... I don't want to say regular baking. From non-gluten-free baking. But it must be a bit of a nightmare. Sometimes. Gentlemen, you're hanging in there, just been working, trying to get everything ready for moving. Oh, shit, are you... I apologize, I didn't know. Are you moving soon? When's the move? I think... Excuse me. Maybe Mochi did mention something like that, or maybe I saw it on the Discord. That sounds somewhat familiar. And waiting for shadows to be playable. What's shadows? Plus the need to buy all new stuff to bake in. Yeah, true. Finally moving. That's good. Yeah, because wasn't there like a massive delay for some shit? Massive delay. On the end of March. Nice. That's good. Yes, it was. Fuck. Well, I'm glad you're finally moving. Sorry if I make kind of crunchy noises occasionally. I'm eating seeds from my berries in my smoothie. Well, I hope the move goes well. Is it like a huge move? Like, is it like to a different country, to a different state, to a different province? Or is it like city? Don't have to get into specifics. I've only ever moved from between two cities, technically. The lady we are buying from, says gentleman, was having trouble finding a new home, so we've been in limbo for almost a year. Oh my god. Half a year. Good lord. She finally found one and we got the house this week. Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess the market can be pretty rough. I'm glad you got that sorted, though. Finally. Hell yeah, congrats. Well done. Alright. Well, shall we get started, maybe? I think I'm feeling it. I might have to check through my evidence, maybe just do a cursory look, just to remind myself what all happened in the last episode. Or, in this episode, the last part. Oh, Assassin's Creed Shadows. To be playable. So, is that a new game that's released? And it's like buggy as fuck? Aries. Sorry. Have you heard of Assassin's Creed Shadows?
Yes.
Is it new? Ah, okay. It's a ninja one.
Ninja.
Ooh, that's fun. Ninja Samurai. It hasn't been released yet. Oh, okay. Huh?
I thought it had just come out. People might have press copies.
Ah. Oh, it releases tonight. There you go.
Well,
Gentleman answered my question. That's cool. I had no idea they were even working on it. I don't remember seeing anything about it. That's cool, though.
that's impressive. That means you weren't paying attention because it's been everywhere. People have been real mad about it.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen anything. Like, anything at all.
You have a choice between an Asian woman and a black man.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
That's what I said.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. I'm very excited for it. Well, I hope you enjoy it tonight. I assume, did you like pre-order or like, are you just gonna buy it tonight? It's exciting. Let's get into the game while we chat. Right, God, I almost went to that one. Nope, it's this one. I made money choices for it. Very nice. Okay, can we check our, like, terms and profiles and shit? Oh, we have new evidence, do we? Witness's testimony. Oh, yes, we talked to Jung. Okay, well, let's read that in a minute. So what we know about this case... Oh, there's a lot going on here. Okay. I thought it was, sorted. So David met with his coworker and, like, friend from school longtime friend, I guess, Jung. They had drinks. David went down to go get some whiskey, I think. Yeah, Rose River whiskey. He went down to the basement of his flat, or of his whatever, came back up and was like, here you go. They both drank from it. There was no poison, there's no substance found in the liquid itself. Both bottles were clean. There was a whiskey spill. And then David got up and wasn't feeling well or something and fell over on his back, I guess, after he drank it. And it was a little while after, I think. Jung went with him to the hospital, and the paramedics were real quick to pick him up. Oh. Titties, says Benji. Hi. Thank you, Benji. He slumped forward. Oh, okay. Thank you, Benji. That's really nice. I'll give you a little shout. You are streaming books! Whoa! Corwin! Thank you, Corwin.
I can fly too.
I can play too. God. Whoa! Oh my, no. Hype train? Good lord! Okay, I haven't had that one. I haven't had a hype train in a hell of a long time. Thank you, guys. Thank you, friends. Let me read that. VT Labs is your go-to for variety gaming, especially for like automation and strategy. They're last seen diving into The Study. Book club, which you should all, if you are interested in reading books with Benji and I, you should consider joining us. We're currently reading The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett, and we'll be meeting next Wednesday on Twitch to chat about it. Anyway, probably playing World Domination through books. Catch them live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. EST, unless they're busy conquering the weekend too. All aboard the titty train! Okay, Benji. Books! Yes, yes. Oh, I'm so excited to talk about Color of Magic. God, it's funny. Alright. Salt Shaker was knocked over during the investigation. Okay, the whole cat fell and spilled on the kitchen counter. Gotcha. I need to get a copy still. It's hard to find, right? I tried... You know what? I should see if I can... You know, I did see someone... on like Facebook Marketplace who was in St. Catharines, who was selling it for like $5. Or maybe it was $7. I should link you to them. I totally forgot about that. But an ebook is good too. Ebook works. Luckily, I know you'll read things very fast. I have no doubt that you'll catch up in time. Yeah. Facebook Marketplace, Color Magic, Cherry Pratchett. There's someone in St. Catharines. Because I tried to reach out to them, and they did respond. But it was too much money for shipping for me. So, St. Catharines is way closer for you. I mean, obviously. Benji says, I'm probably gonna ride on a real train this weekend. Haven't done that in a while. Could you imagine getting to ride on an actual titty train? I think I'd die of happiness. Alright, Benji. That's cool, though. Real trains are nice. Hell yeah, we like real trains. Okay. We spilled the salt. So, he slumped forward, Jung set him back, and he fell over, I think, because there was that outline on the floor. He had a good health insurance policy with Noble. Right. And it was, like, high level. This was what... Yeah, 8:04, and then the paramedics arrived at, like, 8:08. Yeah, he didn't have anything in his body at the talk screen. But no illicit substances that they could identify. Because we were also thinking that it might not be a registered drug. So he lost consciousness at 8:03, declared dead at 8:25. Respiratory failure. Loud curling hammering the bottom reads. Yeah, right, this one. Poison? Unidentified substance. Okay, so we did find an unidentified substance. Has many similarities to the chemical makeup of a depressant drug, which is unregistered. This specific one, anyway. No additional traces found anywhere at the crime scene. All right. Nanofacturer. Right, we went to the We went to the lab. Buzz Lightyear voice. As far as the eye can see. I mean, episode 4 tomorrow. Fuck, I gotta catch up. I should have done that. Fuck, I'm gonna be so busy this weekend too. You know what? I almost got my coworker to say that she would watch season 3. But you know what? I did tell her I was gonna start season 3 and let her know. Because this is the coworker who loves the books but is kind of so on, like, the series so far. But she trusts my opinion. So, maybe I'll watch season 3 and I'll convince her. That, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, that's Wheel of Time, season 3. Alright. Nanofacture. Machine capable of assembling organic or inorganic compounds, and even nanomachines that are just 2 minutes of vacuum-sealed mixing. Yeah, nanomachines are used for worm manufacturing, making worm androids. Chromofuge. Manufacturing machinery that processes organic fluids used in the production, removes byproducts, impurities, and pigments from android blood. Oh, right, because they have pink blood. They Danganronpa. So Sarah's the only known android made... So Sarah's our little android buddy. She's the only known android made by David Asher, the last known piece of tech he worked on. Sarah's one of a kind. Valuable components used in her construction, and the potential profits reaped from the experimental technology shaded within her totals to a very large sum. Yeah, she's very expensive. The water glass, that was... Right, she grabbed a cup of water, which, I mean, I think suggests that she wanted to get that for David, but maybe he slumped over before she could give it to him. But then why leave it there? Like on the kitchen counter, right? Counter corporate espionage. What was this? Give me your address and DM. I'll ship you a book if you want. The local listing got taken down. Bummer. I'm sorry, friend. They must have found a seller. Or a buyer. My sister got a roommate to start watching and he binged the entire series in like 3 days. Good man. I haven't caught up with it in a while. Oh, with Wheel of Time? I will say the season 1's pretty good. Season 2 is a lot more exciting, and I mean that also might be a bit of my bias because I really enjoy book 2 quite a bit. But yeah, season 2 is real good, and season 3 seems like it's got a pretty strong start from what I've seen for trailers. Season 2 is excellent. Yeah. I'll just get an ebook. It's cool. Okay, so Counter Corporate Espionage, a playbook of aggressive defensive tactics for everything from public life to personal security, intended to help high-value members of a corporate body minimize risk. Frequently involves the use of double talk and coded language. When did we get this? Including hiding the training as leadership workshops or psychiatric evaluations. Probably when we were talking with the guy at the lab, who was telling us how worm androids were made. Individuals at or above David Asher and Helen Jung receive training in it multiple times a year. Oh, that's kind of fucked. And then we have Jung's cute story, the little picture. Oh, right! No, I'm sorry. The plastic... Oh, yeah, okay. The plastic cups. That's why they were plastic glasses. They celebrated the victories with plastic cups and Christian the first big one. Yeah. The one-point doctrine approach to android manufacturing. Cool. Plastic cup with small amount of whiskey, saliva and fingerprints, Helen Jung. Cool. Alright, I think we Gucci. Okay, I think we're caught up. Okay. Need to catch up at some point. Would recommend it. Season 2 is very good, and I'm excited to start Season 3. Season 1 had several issues, but it was still great TV. Season 3 feels like watching an actual high-production movie. Yeah, Season 1... I feel like Season 1 had a bit of odd pacing. More so for the end of it. But I also know that the end of it was also COVID, and there was a lot that they had to, like, change. Yeah. So that's kind of shit. And that's hard, too, because that's your, like, first season, so that's what you want to sell people on. So I'm glad that they obviously had enough money to do more than one season at that point. And it certainly drummed up enough interest that, like, people really enjoyed Season 2. They had to completely rewrite Block 4, yeah. Shame. I'm sorry, Adonai. Was I walking too quickly for you? That wasn't walking, that was speed walking. Up 2 flights of stairs. It's very different. Speed walking? Sounds like a powerful technique. Is it like Zhenjiao? Just let me catch my breath for a moment. Adonai, is it possible that you are out of shape? Fuck you, android! No. But since we left the cab, your heart rate has... I'm not wearing the right clothes. Or the right shoes. Is that so? Yes. Also, I didn't stretch or hydrate, and the sun's reaching its zenith. That would have been several hours ago. Do you mean the air temp? You said it would be a short walk from street level, so I prepared myself, mentally, for a short walk. Then you took off like a rocket, and you didn't mention that we had to go upstairs. You sure this place is even back here? The reviews online were quite clear. It's worth the trouble finding it. Maybe if you're a mountain climber. When I sent Fran hunting for a musician in David's circles, I expected them to bring me someone from the city orchestra or a jazz club. The champagne flute and the teacup kind of musician. This is the tequila and neon part of town. It should be in view if we turn... Oh, Adonai, be careful. Of what? It's a stray. And it's bearing fangs, too. It could be carrying diseases. You should... Relax. Adonai, it's growling. It's not growling at me. See? So it's just me it doesn't like. Too much static. How'd you get it to calm down? It's an animal, not a monster. It wants to be calm. Oh. Speed walking is walking. I mean, fair. The red clothes is no clothes. Benji, no. Reminds me of speed walking being an extreme sport once. Wait, what? Excuse me? Do anything activity long enough and it becomes an extreme sport. Yeah, I can see that. What? She's cute! Yeah, we love Sarah. Sarah's a cutie. She an android. What kind of cold-blooded freak doesn't like animals? Anyway. Frog in my throat, you know. An android with meat. So I mean the other one. The one who walks with no clothes. The one who walks definitely with clothes. You mean Morgan? Yeah, Morgan's attractive. She's also a killer. An android with meat, indeed. That and extreme traking, too. What? I need to... When? What? She did the murder. She did do the murder. She did several of the murders. That was in episode 0. We learned that she was a killer, a murderer. Bit of a homicidal maniac. Not really. She's calculated, but she's definitely got her own agenda. She's trying to hide it. Are you investigating yourself? Kinda. I'm basically like framing. So in the first episode, I should say episode 0. In episode 0, the thing was that this lady got murdered in her flat, and her boyfriend was framed. But the detectives were like, no, this must be the Heartbreak Killer because it matches the other patterns of the Heartbreak Killer. And so she was trying to be like, you as Morgan was like, what are you talking about? Like, no, it's got to be something different. So you were able to turn the blame from him, because they actually suspected him of being the Heartbreak Killer. So you basically made the argument to show that he's not the Heartbreak Killer, and they were like, shit, well, I guess we gotta find them somehow, like some killer that we don't know. And then it was revealed at the end of all of that she's actually the Heartbreak Killer. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. It was a time in the early OOs. Oh my god. Now I'm even more turned on when people trying out different things. Murder me, Bommy. Oh, Benji, no. Wait, hold on. Where's my command? Bonk. Bonk. Big old bonk. What kind of cold-blooded freak doesn't like animals? Do you have a pet? No, never have. Why not? Because I don't want to take care of a pet. That seems counterintuitive to me. Well, it makes perfect sense to me, and I don't need it to make sense to you. But You notice you're only this talkative when it's just the two of us. Just an observation. You shy or something? Did David program you to have android anxiety? It's generally only appropriate to respond to comments that are addressed to oneself. Today I have rarely been addressed directly by people other than you. In other words, you're shy. That is not what I... Can I try petting it? There's no law against it. Don't bite her hand. So send me to horny jail! Ow, they're all horny there! Pidgey. Why does that gorilla's character have a barcode in her hair? Because she an android. She an android with meat. Meat droid. Ooh, club beats. Let's go. This is the establishment. Now to see if Isaac Porter... Okay. Is as habitual as Fran claims. Do you think Father was close with this man? This man who you've never met? Matey. I think he was close with him, yeah. At some point. I had some help making that deduction. Fran saw that their metadata showed a significant cooling of interaction between the two of them, particularly over the past month. Nom. Hey, Fireball, how's it going? How are you, Fran? It's nice to see you. Oh, yeah. Oh, excuse me, I burped. Starred thick. Hey, let me give you a little shout out. Check out Fireball playing some Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Fireball stream is a delightful mix of casual gaming and chill vibes. They're currently diving into Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, and don't let that fool you. This stream has got a soft spot for Persona 5 Royal too. From vintage Q previews to tier list, Fireball keeps things spicy and fun. LGBTQ plus friendly and neurodivergent inclusive, this stream is a safe space for all. Hell yeah. Is that a twerking Amogus? Hell yeah, I think it is. Of course, Fireball. I hope you're doing well. Fran also saw a phone call between the two last night. So they were close. Do you think they were sleeping together? Damn, Sarah, okay. I mean, hey, if David wants to, sure, but that's the conclusion you're jumping to? That is completely inappropriate for me or anyone to speculate about. Inappropriate? I deny it's only I'm getting a very important text message from my private investigator. Excuse me. Did you catch the killer yet? No. What the hell? I sent you his POS. I'm at his position. I haven't spoken to Porter yet. Anyway, there's no reason to suspect him right now. Lame. Surprised you're invested all of a sudden. Isn't David Asher a corporate sellout in your eyes? Everyone's a corporate sellout, but Asher gets respect. If I'm a demolitions expert, he's like a really good architect. That's almost sweet, I think. Damn. Asher started out working in Cube. So in the architect analogy, by today's standards, he's like, I don't know. As a kid, he built all his bricks by hand. Or something. You know that lit homework can help you with forming analogy? Eat this analogy. I can't read it. That come through to the characters break. Supposed to be a guy giving you the finger. I take it Cube is a programming language. What's special about it? Pretty much anything coded in the last 20 years is web-based. You code with the assumption that you'll always be connected. So you can depend on having fat libraries of references to lean on. And if something goes wrong, your errors get reported to you automatically. But not Cube. You can look it up. But basically, Cube was originally for robotics and the like. Machinery. Stuff that had to operate in mines. Under the ocean. Middle of nowhere fields with zero signal service. So Cube had to be self-sufficient. How rugged. Where'd Asher learn Cube anyway? It's older than dirt. From like the 40s. I don't know. I think his father had a machine shop or something. Vague. That's quite a summary. Did anyone else hear about a game that added jiggle physics to cat balls? Wait, what? Why is Android wearing a parka? I don't know. That's just the outfit that she was wearing. Hell yeah. As is right. Oh no. What is that game? Oh my god. very funny. Yeah, well, David didn't like to talk about his family, and I never asked. What did your private investigator have to say, Adonai? Not telling. Oh, I made her sad! Okay, there's someone to talk to. I'm gonna inspect the dance. The stage. There's only a dance floor, but it's more a stage. The stage for talent. Pretty close to the floor. Guess it fits with the whole round table aspect of this place. Everyone's on more or less equal footing, dancing in the dark, once you get past the bouncer. Do you think they might have met here? David and Porter? I can't see David walking in here. Because you found the walk so challenging? Girl! Because it's too loud to relax, and not dark enough to be anonymous. I see. What's that face? You got an opinion, Azure? She's thinking. The atmosphere's not bad in here, but the music isn't quite, I'll find you a server to fill up before we leave. What kind of music does an android even like? Early 21st century punk rock. Hell yeah, girly, alright. Is that just you, or does that go for all androids? I haven't met all androids. I can't speak for them. Wonder what they'd say. Now I need to ask every android what music they like. If they're smart, they'd say that music peaked with early 21st century punk rock. Debate settled. Appraise. A bar stocked full of colorful selections and busy bartenders. Hope this isn't the kind of club you can order food in. Only time bar food is any good is when you're drunk enough to forget the taste and the gap between chewing and swallowing. So you can, like, eat things? Yeah, she can eat things, but she doesn't get hungry. Yes, I can! What, like, android food? There is no such product. So what do androids eat? Online user guides for Noble's War models clarify that they don't eat anything in the traditional sense. They get their energy from electrical charging, usually wireless. Whenever they need to eat, it's to replenish specific vitamins and electrolytes. Sounds a lot like what mod users go through when with their sports drinks and energy bars. Hey Boogie, how's it going? If you get 10 people to pay for a full-ass TwitchCon ticket, you get a free one. Good lord. To get your 10 friends, spend a collective like $3 grand. That's insane. Is that what Twitch is doing? Jesus. In Zenless Zone Zero, everything has jiggle physics. Now cat balls do too. In Zenless Zone Zero, they added that? That's insane. Oh, I thought she was gonna say she ate user guides. That would be funny. How are you doing, Boogie? And charger separation anxiety. According to the net, war androids can ingest nutrient-rich processed carbohydrate pellets if they need to forego electrical charging long-term. Processed pellets? You mean like kibble? Like dog food? No, it is not like dog food at all. Can you buy it from the pet store? It seems that you can. How is this something you have to look up anyway? Because I've always just eaten whatever father gave me. Like what? Marbled beef. Never hydroponic avocados. Foie gras? Good lord, what the fuck? I mean, I know he was kind of loaded, but what? That's sort of, okay. To learn about things. Cube was a tier 5 programming language commonly used in mid-21st century robotics, intended to support robust behavior trees in low data stream environments. Its design philosophy emphasized lean, goal-oriented learning that bloated libraries and always online API popularized in the 2030s. Rozo Fluff, real name unknown, first began working on Cube in 2044 as part of a student robotics project. Cube 0.9 released in 2045, and by 2048, Cube 3.1 had already found itself embedded in robotics and engineering across the globe. Despite having what is considered a relatively high barrier to entry in user knowledge and execution, Cube gained widespread popularity, particularly among disaffected communities and third world countries where internet access would remain unreliable for the next 2 decades as regional conflicts would continue. Infamously, Contra fighter engineers utilized Cube during the 27-day siege to seize mechanized weapons from peacekeeping forces in a cyber warfare operation that is frequently cited as the key reason as to why the siege lasted as long as it did. 27-day siege. Oh. Cube has not been developer supported since 2063 and is considered a defunct programming language. Because much of its documentation was never ported from the old net, and due to its incompatibility with tenets, there's little to no corporate interest in the ongoing grassroots digital and archaeology effort to archive it. Alright, what's this hydroponic? If I was an android, do you know what I would eat? Titties. Thank you, Benji. Alright. I got a lot of work to do, but I'm way too lazy to do them. Nice. You come to the right place then. Yeah, we just vibing. We just hanging out. Never Hydroponic is a movement calling for sourcing food exclusively from farms utilizing natural sunlight. Oh, okay. Lobbyists for the movement have made unsubstantiated claims about superior taste of nutritional value, but the label has yet to receive official state recognition, and thus the presence of the term or terms like it on food packaging carries no weight and is not backed by any legal guarantee. Oh, really? Huh. A movement. Okay. One of the number of food sourcing movements that arose in the latter half of the 21st century as rising sea levels reduced the total amount of arable land around the world and shifted the global agricultural industry towards hydroponics and vertical farms, rural skyscrapers, where each floor is utilized for food production, saving on real estate costs and reducing the impact of unstable weather on agricultural output. Huh. Alright. That sort of thing. I am not paying for any of that. Alright. Guess we can talk to this lady. This person. That one over there. He matches the photo friend sent. Should I approach now or look around some more? I'm gonna look around some more. Just in case I missed anything. It's nice that they give you that option. I don't think I have anything else, actually. Because there's these two people here, but I can't talk to them. Can't look at the floor. There's a person up there. Oh, wait a minute. Haha. What kind of reading material gets left out in a club? A tabloid interview? Captain Admiral Spatula? So it's hell. That's a great name. Hello. So it's the crappy dystopian future version of Organic. A little bit. Giggity, slurp. Cube is not compatible with tenants. I wonder if Sarah's programmed with Cube then. Yeah, right? I wondered about that. And David supposedly knew Cube, so in terms of programming language. How are you doing, Captain Admiral? That's gonna take me a bit to say. Can I call you Spatula? How are you doing, Spatula? Hello, Two Can Play. How's it going, friends? I'ma head out. Alright, Benji. Enjoy your night. Alright. Exclusive sit down with Luxury. You've heard her name. Sorry. There you go. You've heard her name on everyone's lips. You've seen her face in magazines and commercials, and then double-checked to make sure the photos weren't labeled as edited. Now get all your burning questions about her answered here in our exclusive interview with the mysterious young woman who's being called, in perhaps the only truly unanimous vote, the Net's ever seen the most beautiful woman. The only true unanimous vote the Net's ever seen, the most beautiful woman in the world. Why the name? People think that it's an ego thing, but it was just a random username I picked back when I was grassroots. Then it was a pseudonym, give me a little shade from all the attention. Now it's a brand, and I can't change it without setting the stock market into a spin, so... You're certainly influential after partnering with you. Inti saw a 3,000 increase in share price. Oh yay, I'm happy for them, of course. But to be honest, it's a pain at times like this. She gestures towards her clothes, a plain white t-shirt and gym shorts, with no branding visible. On anyone else it might seem sloppy or even unflattering. On her, it only makes her natural beauty stand out that much more. Who are you wearing, by the way? Can't wear anyone unless I'm attending something. If I don't dress like this, all my sponsors fall into bidding wars every time I leave the house. Does it stress you, all that attention? Stress is bad for your skin, right? They say mine's flawless. Oh, can't argue with that. So, do you have a skincare routine? Any tips you'd like to share? Be a little bratty, act a little spoiled, keeps you young. And how old are you exactly? Everyone's dying to know. 18 to 29, now and forever. What? Okay. Well, however old she is or isn't, Luxury's got one hell of a mind for business. Might do her more good than that face in the end. Maybe. It's one hell of a face. In the meantime, she's... powerless. Kinda. Trapped between a rock and a hard place. She steps out of line. Her sponsors will bleed each other dry in bidding wars for her wardrobe's limited real estate. It's no skin off her back. She's already got more money than she could ever spend. But corporations can't afford to not keep growing, so they never reach a point where they can afford to lose. If she's smart enough to take advantage of that, good for her. Nice selective reading. Yeah. Whoa! They're gorgeous. Hello. Lol, reading BT's upload master. Thirsty stream. No, thirsty me. Oh yeah, Benji always thirsty. Benji a thirsty boy. Okay, yeah, that's him alright. Oh, okay, that's, Porter. Looks like he's killing time before his sets tonight. Are you unsure how to proceed, Adonai? I'm sure that you need to hang back. As for me, I'll play cool. Hey there.
Hey.
Some sick beats out there on the floor, right? Morgan.
Sick beats?
Yeah, or whatever, man. The hell? You Whoa! Oh shit! I lost some! You fucking cop or something? This isn't a cop bar. You aren't really dressed like a cop. God damn, you're meat, aren't you? Fucking vultures, man. No! Shit! Oh god! Perhaps I should start over. My name's Morgan. I was David's friend. Currently his lawyer. Get that hydration, I shall. I'm gonna sip my smoothie. Bo, did you do that? I think he knocked off a coaster. Anyway. What the fuck? It's glitching? Yeah, I've never had that happen before. I don't know if that just means, hey, it's an error, or... I mean, there was that, thing that there's that thing that Fran tried to send me, and it was blocked out in white like that. That leather jacket's placement is an affront to free the nipple. It's true. It's so true. It's just right in the perfect place to cover it. I assumed it was part of the game. Oh yeah, no, it is. I just mean, like, I don't know if that's, like, something that she experienced. I doubt it, because she didn't react to it. So it's probably just me losing chips. Can we talk? Not here. Thanks, Isaac. Don't thank me yet. I might just sit here, shut my mouth, and stick you with my tab. What kind of lawyer are you? What kind of friend? I'm his defense attorney. Think you missed the bus on that one then, yeah? And then I'm a friend that needs to know what happened yesterday. Doesn't everyone? Try somewhere else, friendly lawyer. I haven't seen him in weeks. You might not have seen him, but we both know that you spoke with him over the phone yesterday. Only a short time before he died. How the hell? Isaac, it's pretty obvious you don't want this particular spotlight to linger on you any longer than necessary, so why don't we cut to the chase? No lies, no playing coy. Fine. Sarah? Yes, Adonai? The hell? Is that thing transmitting? I am not streaming any data, no. Porter doesn't seem to recognize Sarah either. One more person David was keeping secrets from. I need to record everything for the court. Fine. You two were together, is that correct? We were together. I ended it. Yesterday. Oh, interesting. Care to elaborate? On our entire relationship? Whoa! Were they gay? I mean, hell yeah. Look, you can tell me everything once I can get it on record. Or you can hear the same questions over and over again from 1,000 different cops and Megs for the next 3 months. We met in a bar. I'd seen him come in a few times, each time with someone else. Each time talking with his mouth, but not looking with his eyes. Ticked me off. Scribbling on napkins and letting his single gin and tonic sweat onto the table for 2 hours. His dates would all go to the bathroom or take a call and slip out the back. One of them didn't make it 10 minutes. And he'd still sit there the rest of the night, unfazed. Couldn't tell if he was oblivious or stupid or shameless or the most confident man in the world. And he ticked me off. One night, things were slow, my set had been cancelled, and his date hadn't even bothered to think of an excuse for bailing, so I asked why he'd insisted on coming there, night after night. Just to ignore vapid people he wasn't interested in at a shitty bar with drinks he didn't like. And he just said, because I like your music. Man, did that tick me off. He was cute, early on. Him being so passionate about work I could barely pretend to understand. And I liked that we gave each other space, you know? Felt like we were being mature, or whatever. Until? There was no until. No one day where everything turned sour. But at some point, I just started to understand where his priorities were. And how I ranked in them. Like I said, he was passionate about his work. I just wrongly assumed he would also be that passionate about me at some point. So I pulled away a little. Wanted to see if he'd notice, if he'd miss me. Testing him, like that isn't the biggest red flag in the world. He never budged. I could ignore him for days and he wouldn't be the least bit ashamed to see me. Oof, yeah. If I picked a fight, he'd never get angry or upset. He'd just apologize. Didn't want to fight with me. Guess he was never invested enough to bother. Damn. It was my mistake. I watched him sit there all those nights, not giving a shit when people walked away, and still, this stupid idea that somehow, for whatever reason, I would be different. That I would be special. But I wasn't, so I ended it. Last night. I called him, didn't expect he'd pick up. I had everything prepared to leave a message with an assistant or ad or whatever. But he answered. First rang. Hesitation, shame, or awkwardness. And that ticked me off. So I told him exactly how valued he had made me feel the past few months. I told him exactly how insignificant I felt as the boyfriend of the illustrious Dr. David Asher. And what did he say? He apologized. And then he asked me if that was all I called to tell him. Damn! Oof! Oof. I hung up after that. Spent the rest of the night wrapped in warm disdain for him and his coldness. He'd made that easy for me. Damn, David, Jesus. Went to sleep hurt, but clean. Ready for something new. And this morning I wake up to see that my ex killed himself not 2 hours after he let me walk out of his life without so much as a don't. What the hell, man? The hell, David? And now you're just the tip of the iceberg of lawyers and reporters and buzzards. Parasites who want to hear about the man who sent David Asher over the edge. I never wanted to be his last lifeline or the straw that broke his back. I just wanted to be his goddamn boyfriend. Turns out he was asking for too much. I was asking for too much. And it's yet to be determined whether David committed suicide. You serious? You don't have all the facts. And you do. Any one of them point to anything else? Yeah, I thought so. Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to it. That's it? No summons? The court has no need for you to retell a sad story like that. The court, huh? Sorry to bother you at work. Sarah, let's go. Your discography is very impressive. Yeah, thanks. And your range is remarkable. So it pained me to see that all your works in the last quarter have been so melancholy. I think... Well, what the hell would you know about any of that? What's the matter? Can't find the words. Need to steal them from somewhere first, butcher them before shutting them back out? Jesus. I was not trained on any datasets that... Nah, pardon me. My mistake, really. Not your fault, you're only standing here because rich prick nerds were allowed to rob the room blind for most of the century. Sarah, we're leaving. Jesus. Whew! It's tense here. What the hell was that all about? He was under the false impression that I was programmed using a massive automated learning model, an early 21st century... Not that. Why did you talk to him? I wanted to... I just felt that I should say something to him. Yeah, poor Sarah, you're really... Word of advice? People don't want comfort from strangers, especially when they're androids. They can want it from the people they want it from. Coming from anywhere else, it's just corn syrup on a parched tongue. Doesn't matter how sweet it is, they'll just start gagging. You know a lot about people, don't you, Adonai? Compared to you? I'm a goddamn savant. Come on, there's not much time left. Is there still somewhere you want to investigate? Somewhere I need to return to, actually. Porter was right. As things stand, I don't have any evidence that could establish an alternative interpretation of the facts. But if there did exist hard evidence that could prove his death wasn't a suicide, there's only one place I could find it at this point. Where else haven't we gone? She said return, though. Do you have to go back to his flat? Or maybe go back to the lab? Okay. Okay, no, we went back to his flat. Okay. Yeah. Oh, right, the basement. We haven't been down there. The basement. You sure you don't want another look at the crime scene? I'm all out of time. Gotta approach this from the other angle. The other angle? You know, inductive versus deductive. Flip the chessboard and all that. Haven't you ever read a mystery novel? I've seen mystery films. Well, let's see if you paid any attention then. What killed David Asher? Poison. 10 points. There's a point system? Nah. The fucking music pausing. Now, how did that poison get into his bloodstream? He must have ingested it orally. And how do we know that? The medical examiner found no injection marks or wounds. And if he'd inhaled it? Inhaled it? Why? Leave the whys to someone who actually understands them. I won't be able to understand anything if I don't practice. Practice by answering my question. I suppose it's possible, but highly unlikely. We would have found a delivery system for it in the building, like an inhaler. Right. An airborne poison is either shoved in your face or sprayed over a wide area. Yeah, so I mean, there are those inhalers, but we didn't find anything near them, unless someone took the inhaler from the scene of the crime. Nice little game to build in a review of the case. Yeah, I agree. That is awfully nice. And no one around David has shown any kind of symptoms. So all we're left is oral intake. Eliminating the impossible. What's next, Adonai? Jung's corroborated statement was that David didn't exhibit any irregular symptoms or behavior until he started drinking that night. The police didn't find anything unusual in any of the food or drink in his home. Except for his cup. The results were inconclusive. Jung was drinking from the same bottle in the same type of cup, but didn't get sick. We have to conclude then that David's cup alone was poisoned. That all seems logical. And consistent with the police's theory of suicide. So why are we down here? Minus 10 points. Back to 0? Oh! David left the parlor and came back with whiskey and 2 cups. Jung told us as much, and apparently the cameras upstairs support her story. So we have to conclude, then, that he got them back both from this bar? Better. Oh, sorry, that was Sarah. Better. 5 points. Did he also get the poison from the cabinet? The police have been in here since we left. According to their ARCS file, they didn't find anything that matches the poison down here. So the poison somehow went straight into his drinking cup, then. I need to flip this around again. One moment. Sorry. Seeds from my smoothie. Anyway. If you turn something 360 degrees, you're just back to... Oh, sorry, I keep doing that for Sarah's voice. Oops. If I were the prosecution, what would I want more than anything? Proof that David knowingly added the poison himself? He wouldn't do that. And you can't make that claim because there's no video evidence to contradict you. How long was David off camera? From 7:36 p.m. to 7:40 p.m. when he left the parlor to get liquor from this bar. So if we had David on camera for those 4 minutes and he didn't poison himself in that time, he would have a perfect alibi for the crime. Proving his innocence. But Adonai, we don't have footage of that. There are no security cameras down here. I think there are. What do you mean? This whole building is coded head to toe in Penumbra security systems, courtesy of Noble. Every console, every corner, every android on every floor. It's all plugged into Penumbra. Except that. That panel is manufactured by Cotter Security Systems. Why would David put a console for a different security system in exactly one corner of his penthouse? I've never given it much thought. Well, it's been bothering me all day. But my curiosity alone can't scale a 64-digit wall. You mean signal hijacking, or whatever you want to call it. Have you tried it before? It is illegal and unnecessary. Father would not... Well, he would not have installed hidden cameras in his own home. At the end of the day, I can't make you do anything. Well, actually, I probably can, now that you're registered to me. But aren't you the one who wanted to prove his innocence? Eliminate the impossible. I will need your express verbal command. Not like David could press charges against us at this point. Do it. Alright, let's see. Do you really need me to say that? For the purposes of record keeping, yes. I've gotten past the 64-digit code, and I have found cameras. There are a number of them embedded in the room's walls and ceilings. As you theorize, they are on a separate network from the rest of the building. Where are they feeding to if not the penumbra system? Behind my hibernation unit. A false wall in the back of the safe. I don't understand. Why would Father possibly have a hidden system of cameras inside his own home? Beats me. He was brilliant and more than a little odd. Throw in a little money and odd becomes eccentric. Ooh, now we're getting to the good stuff. Yeah. What do you see? I think? I don't. What was he thinking? What was he afraid of? Why didn't he come to me for... I'm short. Gather facts now, leave the computation for later. Alright, now we gotta check out the area. I think we only have to go there. Oh, we can look at this? The liquor cabinet has this mystery hinges on. The police have been through it all by now, and they didn't find any foreign contents in any of the spirits. No poison to be found here. Well, not that kind of poison, anyway. In which case... can I make you anything? Well, if you're offering, I'll have... Sorry, you're way underage, aren't you? 2 years old or whatever? Technically. Took that one a lot worse than I expected. Cheer up. Maybe we'll find a mocktail if you climb the top of the ladder. This is a rolling ladder, a kind of step ladder. Oh my god. Not a ladder. What? Remember, a ladder extends, but a step ladder folds out. And? It's important to know the distinction. Oh my god, that's a fucking Ace Attorney reference. Holy shit. I bet my life savings of this subject will never come up again. Ever. It's so good. Oh, we love it. Okay, I can look at that. Oh. What did David even do with all his equipment? Dry his laundry? What makes you so sure he wasn't exercising? Did you ever see him use any of this crap? No, but he must have used the weights when I wasn't looking, since he promised me that he'd take better care of his health. Sarah, these weights are all maxed out. David couldn't have put up numbers like this, even if he was piloting a frame. Don't be so sure, Adonai. Pardon? The following is a what the fuck? Is a true story based on primary sources who were present for the event and its aftermath. The what? Copenhagen, 1981, 8:10 a.m. local time. A towering man with the musculature of a world-class professional rugby player enters the Global Danke Bank on Frederiksberg Lane. He explains to the bank teller that he has a bomb in his suitcase and that he wants his gym bag filled with unmarked bills. A security guard approaches him from behind with a nightstick and swings, but the man simply catches the weapon and bends it into a twisted knot with his massive dinner plate-sized hands. But when asked to describe the suspect to the police afterwards, the teller had only this to say. That man was all muscle. The rest of the bank heist proceeds without incident, and the man exits the building just as police arrive on the scene, when suddenly, his suitcase explodes! But it's just a smokescreen. Local officers quickly recognize the ploy and rush towards the door, grabbing each of the hostages as they flee while desperately searching for the perpetrator. What they find instead is a diminutive, frail, sheepish young man, barely 160 centimeters tall, holding a gym bag full of money with no recollection of how he got there. Renowned psychologist and trained hypnotist Dr. Werner Kurtzer wrote the following in his diagnosis. Acute dissociative identity disorder. That's right, the man had a split personality. And so great was the disparity between his two halves that when they switched control, he physically changed. What? This man hulked out? Alright. He physically changed, becoming taller, bulkier, and capable of previously unthinkable feats of strength. So be careful what you say when a man like Father can't do, just because of how he looks on the outside. Okay, hold on, I gotta check this out real quick. What? What's the original context for the step-ladder distinction? So, if I remember, there's various points in the Phoenix Wright games where, I mean, like, you can go and obviously check everything when you're doing your investigation. You can click on things, and usually there will be a ladder of some kind. It could be a step ladder. It could just be a ladder. But the joke in Ace Attorney is that, Phoenix thinks that it's one term and Maya calls it the other term. So they're always arguing about, is it a stepladder or a ladder? And it's just an ongoing joke. Yeah. Anyway. Sarah, every single word you just said was false. Huh? Don't believe everything you read on the net. Oh no! Oof. Oof. Yeah, probably is the plot of a movie. Oof. Taken. So is that the original? It was appraised and confirmed to be genuine. At least it didn't get ripped off. Oh, Sarah. Oh, honey boo. I'm a Philistine when it comes to this kind of stuff. What does an android see? I see a meeting. Or perhaps an encounter? Two apex forces of nature. Two kings of the forest. The stag and the tiger. I think. Great, I'm officially less cultured than the robot. Woof. Alright, was there anything else before I advance? Don't think so. Or... oh, there's this. What's the story with this, anyway? Some kind of fault in the foundation? I don't know. I've never noticed that crack before. I want to get those eyes checked. There's nothing wrong with my vision. This crack just must have been created during my most recent hibernation. How? Did David drop a weight? A bunch of times over and over in the same spot? Alright, let's refocus here. So there's some kind of hidden door behind your bunk bed, huh? Essentially, though a bunk bed would imply a second or third. How do we open it? One moment. I see. Got it open already? I cannot open this door. Why? It is a Tethys Basics Sturdicure. That anti-hack feature in the name is real? It's a closed system, Adonai. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Strange. There was an if-then toggle enabled in the security parameters. I don't follow. When Father last adjusted the settings here, he made it so that the door would never open so long as I was hibernating. And he made it so that I was the only one who could wake her up. Meaning that this is a door that only I can open? It'll be a 6-character password, some combination of numbers or letters. Did you and Father have any influential moments in your life that revolved around a 6-letter word? I don't know. Nothing comes to mind. Is there a code word that he knew only I could learn? I don't know. 6th letter? It's not Sarah. Adonai? Hey, there we go. It's opening. What was the password, Adonai? You'd never guess. GG. Did feel a bit out of character. David utilizing so much cloak and dagger tech. And I've definitely been struggling with the idea of him doing home improvement. One step in here and it all makes sense. Thank you, Corbin. It's a panic room. Scary. A panic room is a place for rich people to hide in when people start bouncing bricks off their windows. They're typically not even on the blueprints. So when Noble built this penthouse for one of their executives, someone slipped this into the mix and it's remained a Noble's blind spot ever since. All David had to do was repurpose it. Make sure you're capturing all this. I don't want to miss my one chance because of a discovery technicality. I understand, but you needn't specify. My memory is flawless. I can play back visuals, sounds, sensations. I can even give detailed reports on air particulates. You mean you can smell? Better than any human, and some canines. So does it smell stale near to you? Stale? It doesn't to me. Almost like someone's been in here recently. Almost like someone visits here frequently. Alright, let's try booting up the computer. You don't think the console is password protected? 2 physical doors, a 64-digit code, a half-ton Android, and a secret phrase. If David set a password on his PC after all that, I'm going back to the morgue to have a word with him. Good, it's already signed in. You're looking for camera footage. I'd also settle for a note plainly stating that he feared for his life. What am I doing? Here, you search for video files. They'll probably be timestamped and formatted for short-range devices. I have the subfolder. The cameras stream live data constantly, but the files are clipped at fairly regular intervals. Once every week, it seems. The most recent video file here has footage going back 8 days. But it was accessed yesterday at around 4 o'clock p.m. Oh. You were asleep then. So the only person who could get in there at that time is David himself. Alright, let's see it then. Of course. It's just that am having difficulty. Try double-clicking. Oh, oof. Oh my god. I've been trying to open the files from the moment I discovered them, Adonai, but they are encrypted. Damn it, David, you leave me enough clues to get this far, but you won't let me use your computer? What's the brand on the encryption program? The game and its sass, I know, right? If I rush a subpanda, they might have a backdoor I could bluff them into. These files were not encrypted with any commercially available tool. This appears to be Father's own work. David Asher handwrote the encryption on these files. There's no one alive who could... Hey, is Dawes just flattering you back there? Or is your processing power really that special? Adonai, Can you break this encryption, yes or no? With enough time. How much time would that be? I would estimate it at 2 to 6 hours. A 4-hour window. No matter how sophisticated, encryption is still just a code that must be deciphered. And when deciphering any code, progress proceeds exponentially, which makes it particularly difficult to determine the amount of time required to complete the process. 2 to 6 hours. I don't have any better options. Get started. I started 4 minutes and 23 seconds ago. Finally showing some initiative. But you've been talking to me this whole time. I have this ability to analyze data in parallel by utilizing subconscious processes, as long as the work required is rote. So you're doing it in the back of your head. Actually, I'm speaking to you in the back of my head. I could give the decryption process my full, undivided attention, but I would become non-responsive. Yeah, that's a pretty nifty feature. I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, can you take the show on the road, or do we have to rip this computer out of the wall and find a battery? I've copied the encrypted files, and we'll work on them as we travel. We can leave whenever you're ready. Still can't believe David let me get this far just to shut the door in my face at the last second. But he did get me this far. And the computer's not the only thing in here. Cabinets are a lot less eye-catching than his computer, and knowing David, that's all the more reason to check. Lots of paperwork. Bonds and holdings. Platinum bar. His birth certificate might be nearly as valuable. Can't imagine people would pay to steal David Asher's identity. Down here at the bottom, a binder. Noble's logo on the front, and in the middle, enough pages to dwarf one of these phone books you see in period pieces. They're masking it in legalese, even on the table of contents, but basically, this is his employment contract. Hold on to this for me. It must be very important if you're giving it to me. It's certainly very heavy. Was there anything else in there? Expecting an updated copy of his will to show up. It is a possibility, isn't it? Maybe in a corny old murder mystery. A widely beloved and respected genre with over 2 centuries of... There is something else. Your papers. That Evangeline Morgan be given immediate and complete ownership of the android designated Sarah. Was stated to a few weeks back. Had he already made up his mind about all this? If he had, why'd he hide this where no one else could find it? Was that just a backup plan? Well, at least we got something now. Something a bit more concrete than Starling's word now. Her word should be plenty, shouldn't it? Now that people realize how precious you are. As a collector's item. Oof, oh no. We've yet to meet one person who knows what the hell you are. But Noble could have easily argued that you fall under private technology or physical holdings. Unless I had something like this. It's good that you do, then. I'm glad that Father wanted me to go with a friend of his. Yeah. This'll get me a huge tax write-off when I donate you to a for-profit college. Oh, you could at least pick a charitable institution. It's just an old saying. All colleges have been for profit since the 60s. That doesn't make me feel any better. You can cheer up in the car. Hail us a ride in the courthouse. Priority. There is an upcharge at this hour for priority transportation. That's irritating. But I'd like to have more than just a few minutes to prepare once we get there. The upcharge is a multiplier of 5.7. I'll prepare on the way over. Very good, Adonai. Alright. Does it excite you, going into courtrooms? What do you mean? You don't feel the tension in the air as the audience murmurs amongst themselves? You don't feel a fiery sense of justice rising in your gut as the prosecution smirks at your ragtag assembly of witnesses? Do you really think this is going to be like some kind of movie where the good guys save the day? Probably not. But that would be nice if it were. What's your deal, anyway? Did David train you off a movie marathon from hell or something? We did watch films together, if that's what you're asking. Though he was rarely the one who suggested it. Mortgage your android so you can afford the taxi ride to court! I know, right? Like, honestly. So you were the aggressor. What's an android get out of watching a flick, anyway? What do I get? Why do you do it? What's your reason? I'm not sure how to answer your question. Never mind. Forgot what I was talking to. I like the performances. Sure, there you go. Got a crush on Humphrey Bogart or something? He's a handsome man. Hell yeah. But it's not the actors I like so much as their performance. The truth is, besides Father, I have very little experience when it comes to people. And noticed. I read the net and I watch people, I read the net and I watch people and what they share of their lives, but it's all so subtle, so hard to follow. There are so many unspoken rules that can't be taught, only learned, and I often struggle to grasp them. You're all so complex, so derailed, but the characters on screen are exaggerated, larger than life. The actors enunciate, their body language is precise and meaningful. Their faces are bright and softly lit, and their eyes are... It's fiction, so these characters and their stories, they have a beginning, a middle, and end. And the people on screen don't ask anything of you except your attention. You can't disappoint them or make them feel awkward. You can just watch and learn. But what about you, Adonai? What about me? Do you like movies? Yeah, sure. Back when I was a kid. Really? Who was your favorite director? What was your favorite film? It was a long time ago. I don't remember. Interesting. Did Ekami accidentally call us unhinged? Oh, no. Hi, Erasmo. I'm back. Oh, I'm sorry I missed your message briefly. I'm doing pretty well, Erasmo. Thank you. Yes, we are all just unhinged, Corwin. Sarah said people were so detailed. Oh, did I? Shit, my bad. Mabby. Court time. Yes. Things are quieter than I expected here at the courthouse. I've always felt courthouse is a bit of a misnomer. Government building is probably the best way to describe these towers. Whoa, interesting. All-encompassing and impenetrably big. 100 floors of officials and documents and paper-pushing queues. A couple dozen courtrooms squeezed in along the way. Didn't think I'd be arguing in court when I woke up today. Didn't think that my friend would be dead or that he'd have thrust an android onto my lap either. I could just walk in there and concede. Emma would be irritated and more than a little confused, and I could play it off as an exercise in grief. The android would complain loudly, of course, but I wouldn't have to listen to it. Now that it's registered in my name, I could probably just order the damn thing to reset its memory. But I haven't done that. And I guess I don't plan to. Why? Mostly because I have my suspicions as well. Sarah insists that David would never commit suicide. And I haven't actually stopped to ask myself whether or not I agree. David was rational, subdued, private, hard on himself, and not prone to emotional outbursts. Maybe that's why I'm finding myself outside a courtroom, prepared to humor and add suspicions before the state. Because I don't really believe David killed himself either. What's your progress bar at? I can confirm that I am making progress. Oh shit, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Damn. But it would be difficult to summarize that progress in terms of a completion percent. Give it your best shot anyway. 4%. Ooh. Oof. Are you feeling confident in your case? God, no. Markedly less so after hearing that. You think the judge will be amenable to your argument? What are you talking about? Do you know the judge you've been assigned? Are they particularly lenient or strict? Adjutants are always a coin flip, so... You do know what an adjutant is, don't you? Are you expecting to see a bearded old man with a... Ah, hell yeah! We love our Ace Attorney references. A bearded old man with a rope and gavel when we get in there. Should I not? Adjutants are android judges, okay? All the authority that entails. I am surprised to hear that people are willing to accept rulings made by automated dependents. Interesting. Rulings come from landmark cases in the higher courts. Those are passed down by actual judges, real people with decades of study and experience. But not every eviction case or traffic ticket that ends up in court requires years of legal expertise. Sometimes all you need is a referee and a sentencing algorithm. So androids are used to reduce caseload? Been that way for decades. Oh. But how was a law that replaced judges ever enforced? Wouldn't there be injunctions, stalling? Judges did fight it for years, and at every level and in every theater. But the public lost their patience for that kind of obstruction during the 60s. The state needed to shred budgets across the board. And so judges that couldn't be replaced by years of legal battles were instead ushered into early retirement by the unrelenting force of our great nation's accountants. And it's not controversial? Having machines determine sentencing for human beings? Whatever controversy there is, it gets aimed at the machines, not the people who put them there. And the machines can't lose sleep over it. Fair. Besides, used to be that even the most high-profile of crimes wouldn't get a court date until weeks or months later. Nowadays, most crimes are prosecuted within a single business week. And that's not rushing things? It keeps people in my line of work on their toes, that's for sure. I'm just surprised to hear there's so much haste. Don't they teach you about classical conditioning in android school? You gotta feed the dog immediately after you ring the bell. If punishment doesn't follow the crime in quick succession, the lesson doesn't stick. I see. But if adjutants are so effective, why aren't they used in every trial? Why aren't they used in politics? It's a logical question to ask. And the answer is that logic only gets you so far when it comes to people. Doesn't everyone want the courts to be as just as possible? If adjutants are truly impartial and incorruptible, everyone wants justice, sure. There are other considerations to be had. Such as? Disgust. What? That's all people really care about. What all their morals boil down to. Just what they do or don't find disgusting. Only problem is, everything's more palatable when you view through a screen. When everyone sees the world through AR and cameras and no one ever gets dirt under their fingernails, you'd be surprised what you can get away with. Yeah, indeed. Like murder! I don't understand. Yeah, well, therein lies the problem. Damn. Interesting. Emma! Love of my life. Hello, girl. Just a preliminary hearing, huh? I can't speak. Just a preliminary hearing, huh? You wouldn't know it from the look on her face. But I shouldn't have expected any leeway once we stepped into the courtroom. Not with her. That's the adjutant up there? Is it asleep? Whoa, they look cool. It's loading. It needs to load? Don't be rude. Not every ad can afford to be decked out as extravagantly as you. Especially not those the state buys in bulk. There's an audience. You mean the gallery? That's nothing. Could have been a lot worse. Word of any trial in the case of David Asher's death must have spread like wildfire. Even a mock trial like this one. Detectives like Razor London would get chewed out for leaking things to the press. But uniformed officers had little to lose and a lot to gain by dropping a text to their attentive friends in the media. And then there's the corporate plants. Interns usually, preferably ones with modern eyes. It's illegal to film inside a courtroom, but this is the year 2086. Things are gonna get out one way or another. I don't like having my face on camera. I don't like attention in general. But I'm not such a coward that I'd skip David's funeral just because there'd be paparazzi outside of it. My pretty little likeness was gonna end up in the background of some tabloid photograph one way or another by the end of this circus. At least this way, it's decent marketing for my legal services. What will happen once the adjutant, finishes loading? How will the trial proceed? With all those films you watch, I'd figured that you could extrapolate. I am asking so as to correct any misconceptions. Well, not everything you saw on the silver screen is outdated. The court will come to an order, and there will be a clarification of the charges. The defense enters a plea, and if it's not guilty, the prosecution begins making their case. That means calling witnesses to the stand, correct? Mostly. Sometimes they'll testify virtually from a separate location. Depends on the security concerns surrounding the particular individual on the case. And the case. What do you do then? Sit here and watch? Not if I want to get paid. I cross-examine witnesses after the prosecution are done questioning them. I can present evidence or witnesses of my own in response as long as I have discovery backing me. You've said that before. Yeah, what is that? Discovery means just that I can't pull stuff out of my pockets and present it without any kind of context. Bo, you are in front of the screen. Please move, cat. Come here, come here, come here. Come here, come here. Oh. Ooh. 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 Okay, sir. Take my headphones with you. There you go. Sorry, Hoops. Sorry, sir. You can sit down. There you go. Good baby. Baby. Okay, sorry. Anyway. Oh, my headphones break. Okay. Something every other game with the law forgets about for drama's sake. Fair. Oh wait, what was the every other game with the law? What was the thing they forget? I think I was dealing with the cat, so I didn't quite remember what was said. Or do you mean Discovery? Just that I can't pull stuff out of my pockets and present it without any kind of context. I have to have proof that I acquired it legally during the course of my investigation. Oh yeah, Phoenix Wright, don't do that. Most of the time that means having recordings or witnesses that can verify my investigation. Bo is demonstrating that live cats work as well as dead cats for muffling mics. Oh no. Which I can provide. You didn't think I was letting you tag along because I liked you, did you? And the jury? I don't see where they would sit. The jury hasn't sat in the actual courtroom for years now. They have their own chambers where they watch a feed of the trial's proceedings in anonymity. And that's not an issue? Don't people want to look someone in the eye before passing judgment on them? You've got an old-fashioned sense of justice, don't you? But there's no jury at a preliminary hearing, anyway. It's only meant to evaluate whether or not the prosecution has enough evidence to go to trial. A mere formality in today's day and age. With tools like optics and arcs, there's never any shortage of evidence to work with. Discovery is an actual thing. Oh, okay. Like a term. That's fair. I didn't know it as a legal term. Basically, both sides have to put all their cards on the table. No pulling evidence out of nowhere, as they just stated here. Gotcha. Yeah, Phoenix Wright definitely, ignores that. Not Edgeworth, just pulling the fucking updated autopsy report out of his butt half the time. Like, halfway through the trial. So all you have to do today is convince the adjutant? Easier said than done. Adjutants lean heavily towards evidence over arguments. And right now, all the evidence suggests that David killed himself. It's going to be an uphill battle I can't afford to stumble. I need to focus on establishing an alternate interpretation of the facts. It needs to be solid. And yet I have a strong feeling we're going to do exactly that. Well, I guess we'll see. To be fair, they at least made a point to go, I have Sarah here recording everything I'm doing and collecting. Yeah, that's fair. Makes sense. But I don't have a suspect or even a motive for killing David. Yet. Anyway, I'll need to be sharp. Emma doesn't play nice enough for me to be anything less. I fucking love Emma so much. I think it's waking up. This third lower court is now in session. Adjutant AD 84 presiding. I love the little the digital eyes on their like visor. Oh, that's so great. I call to order the case of the people versus Asher. Do the people wish to make an opening statement? No, Your Honor. No point in bothering when it's just the adjutant here. Very well. Do the defense wish to make an opening statement? Not at this time, Your Honor. Might as well ring the bell and get this shit show start. If neither the people nor the defense wish to make an opening statement, then it falls to me to set the stage. Good night, Boogie. Thanks for hanging out. It will be decrypted at the 11th hour instead. Yeah, really. My model name is Adjutant. My unit designation code is AD-84. I am a machine, an automated dependent, and I serve the state by presiding over trials. You might find yourself wondering, why? What gives a machine the right to judge a human? A fair question. But the answer is simple. In every culture, in every society, no matter how it is worshipped, enshrined, or deified, justice has one defining quality. Justice is beautiful. Whoa, hello? Like a balanced equation, like the golden ratio, like the Vitruvian man, justice is beautiful. So what gives me the right? I fucking love AD-84. Like, slay, honestly? What a cool design. This gorgeous bod. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's just so funny. We got ourselves a narcissist judge. Yes, we do. Comes out to ADHD. Oh my god. I love them. Whatever, forget it. Forget I said anything. No, I need to change their voice now. Ah, okay. No, it's fine. She's gonna be flat like a robot. It's fine. Whatever. Forget it. Forget I said anything. I was trying to lighten the mood, but I can see everyone hates me. No, I love you. Do the trial with it. Do the trial without me. They're guilty or whatever. Damn. Your Honor. Wait. What the flip? This defendant's already dead. Why are we doing this? Is this a debug? Oh my god! They've got such personality. Is this a debug thing? 'Cause I'll log the error if I need to. No, Your Honor, this is a preliminary hearing to determine whether David Asher did in fact commit suicide as he... I get it. You want to make sure he wasn't cuckoo in the cranium before you cut up his will like a T-bone. I didn't realize that adjutants were so... lively. They aren't. They're supposed to be austere and statuesque. Looks like we got served the most in need of repairs adjutant the court system could find. Whatever paper pusher we rushed to get this trial going must have wanted a little payback for the kindness. What's that look for? Could it be that you're trying to size me up? Oh, she even blushes. Wouldn't dream of it, Your Honor. Good, because if you have doubts about my ability to run this trial, I could always just enact summary judgment here and now. I'm sure you'd find my ruling to be fair and even-handed. That won't be necessary, Your Honor. She's much more of a character than I'm used to setting up there, even counting all the flesh and blood judges I've met. But she's still an adjutant. She'll follow the evidence where it leads. So long as I can make a few adjustments for the occasional outbursts from the bench, my plan's still workable. So, people, shall we get started with that first witness? Right away, Your Honor. The people called Dr. Yumi Sato to the stand. Alright, here we go. Nice. It's Yumi. Hey. So how about it, pretty lady? I love you. You swear to tell the whole and unadulterated truth to the best of your ability? I do. Good enough for me. Oh my god. Dr. Sato, you were in charge of the autopsy for David Asher, were you not? I was. And when did you make your examination? I started last night. Well, technically, 1 a.m. would be very early this morning. I think you can still say last night if you're talking about 1 in the morning. Objection! Damn! The defense will have their opportunity to cross-examine. Until then, they should refrain from making errant remarks. The hell? All I said was... Yeah, what she said. You mean sustained? Oh my god, I love AD-84. Don't get cute with me, counselor. No, I lost... Oh, come on! Being cute is my job. Oh my god. God damn, we've barely gotten started. That seemed pretty bad, Adonai. Making mistakes will increase your blind. Fuck! Alright. Blind is how much credit you lose for answering incorrectly when you yourself aren't controlling the ante. Ah, damn. Blind increments on its own throughout the trials as the stakes get higher. Great! But resets at the end of each day. Oh, thank god. Blind starts at and caps out at a higher number if you're playing in High Roller, which I'm not. Mind the blind number in the top left when it appears. It helps you gauge what you stand to lose. Fair enough. We should try to avoid being penalized in the future. Thanks for the tip. Shake it off. I'll get my chance to raise objections of my own soon enough. Dr. Sato, were you able to determine the cause of death? He passed away due to respiratory failure. Could you explain what that means to the court? Essentially, he wasn't getting enough oxygen into his blood. Seems by the time he arrived at the hospital, he was no longer breathing. What does respiratory failure look like? What are the symptoms? That would be lightheadedness, dizziness, fainting. So we're only at -1 for now, correct? Pale skin and a bluish tinge around certain extremities. And the conditions he was in matched those symptoms? Correct. In your experience, what are the most common causes of respiratory failure? It can be caused by injury or disease, but the subject had no wounds or reported illnesses and otherwise appeared to be perfectly healthy. What else could cause respiratory failure then? It is also commonly seen in fatal drug overdoses. Drug overdoses. Did you perform a tox screen on Dr. Asher? Yes, but his tox screen came back clean. Whatever killed him wasn't something we've encountered before. Well, it wasn't clean, it just wasn't identified. Yeah, that's wrong. Wait, a clean tox screen? Clean? Dialogue will proceed automatically during testimony, but you can still advance text faster if you want to... Okay, cool. Need to read carefully and wait for the witness to make a statement. That sounds wrong. Then hit the call button to call their bluff. Testimony will keep repeating from the beginning until you call. Oh, okay. Can't let this chance slip by. I need to catch her mistake the second it comes out of her mouth. Whiskey! David's contract. Upright cup. Alright. So, oh, this is hot. Okay, cool. Yes. Alright. Essentially, he was getting, yep. Yes, run. That is incorrect. After choosing to call in a statement, you need to respond with evidence. Hover over the 3 cards that show up, and left-click to make your choice before the timer runs out. Oh god, it's timed! Rose, strength for death, describes shit. Fuck! Okay, I was trying to read all of them! Oh, damn it. Okay, fine. I'm assuming I had to go with the first one. No, I'm sorry! Okay, fuck. Alright, so what's our... Okay. Of course, Your Honor. Alright. Whiskey, David's contract. So that's what they're showing me this now. So it had to be the whiskey, right? I'm probably gonna save. Oh, I can't save! Shit! Oh, fuck! Okay, it's fine. Yeah, okay. Let's try this again. This one. Wanna bet? Ah! It's impossible for David Asher's tox screen to be clean, and we all know it, since he was on camera, drinking alcohol the night that he died. Ah! That makes sense. Successfully object to testimony for the first time. Yay! So we're only, we're only at -1 for now. That's good. Wasn't there something in the cup? Not in the bottle? No, the cup was Jung's cup, and they proved that nothing was there. They didn't find anything, I think. But they did find something in his blood. That makes sense. And that scared you? The witness merely misspoke, Your Honor. As it plainly states on the tox report itself, Dr. Asher did have alcohol in his blood, but not at such a concentration as to be lethal. Yeah, my bad. When I said the tox screen was clean, I just meant it didn't tell the attending physicians anything they didn't already know. Overall, a little more nitpicky than I like to be, but at least I was able to balance the momentum, more or less. I'm gonna save right now. Third slide, here we go. Alright, return. Shall we continue, Dr. Sato? If the tox screen was negative for pharmaceuticals and drugs, what caused Dr. Asher's respiratory failure? During my autopsy, I analyzed his blood and was able to isolate a foreign compound. Yeah, this is what we were talking about. So there was a lethal dose of a drug inside his body. Just happened to be a drug that the hospital had never encountered before. That's correct. I think we're all going to get tired pretty fast if we don't at least pick a placeholder name for this substance, Your Honor. The people don't object, Your Honor. In that case, I'll put all my creative heuristics to work coming up with an original scientific fitting name for this substance. A name like Omega 3. Oh my god. That name is already taken. Fine, call it Delta or whatever. Delta. Use it in science to denote an unknown variable. Not bad. Delta has other meanings when it comes to drugs, but yeah, our Delta matches no known public pharmacology or toxicology records. That being said, chemically it does have all the hallmarks of a general depressant. I need to sip my drink. Smoothie. I know the feeling. So it stands to reason that it would exhibit a similar effect on the body when ingested. You say ingested. Why? I eliminated all of the possibilities during my examination of the body. He must have swallowed it. Judging from his stomach contents, it must have been a liquid. Thank you, Dr. Sato. Shall I summarize things for the court? Yes, please. I wasn't listening that closely. Oh my god. Oh, I want to cosplay them. Okay. The victim died of respiratory failure, and his tox screen showed that his blood was clear of anything that could cause respiratory failure. Except for this unknown substance, the poison we've labeled Delta. Well, that sounds like a textbook suicide. Should we wrap it up here? Not quite yet, Your Honor. This may clearly be a poisoning, but there's at least one detail about this case that doesn't feel like a suicide at all. Negative for poison. Well, probably the person with him, right? Like, why would he want to kill himself? Why would he want to have somebody there? Yeah, I'd probably go with that. The people shouldn't get ahead of themselves. There's nothing textbook about a supposed suicide. There had a witness that had a witness sitting there watching it happen. Yeah. As you say. Well, now I'm lost. Was this poisoning a suicide or not? If that's the case, then perhaps I should give the defense the opportunity to cross-examine. Unless they're going to insist on testifying themselves. How kind of you to offer. Ball's in my court now, so how do I counter? Emma's argument basically goes as follows. David ingested the Delta knowingly, and the Delta caused his... What is that? 6 out of 21? Okay. David ingested the Delta knowingly, and the Delta caused his respiratory failure. He died of respiratory failure, thus David committed suicide. During Blackjack, every piece of information you learn deals you a card. Choose only the questions that are logical and relevant, and only press if you think a line of questioning is worth continuing. Man, I gotta be selective. Excuse me. That's fair. Or else you'll go bust and lose credit. However, press to see what the follow-up question would be. You can only win Blackjack when you reach exactly 21. Oh, right. Do I know how much they're worth? Is that a hint? I mean, maybe they're all worth the same. So don't press further if you're already there. Okay. Don't ask the wrong questions. Try not to. With my cross-examination, I need to put a microscope over the weakest part of that argument. And hope that some cracks will appear under pressure. Okay, are you sure it was ingested? Are you sure it was respiratory failure? So this is 6. Are you sure Delta is to blame? I mean, it might have not been ingested, but I think we wanted to avoid that line of questioning. Sure Delta is to blame? Well, we don't know for sure. Sure it was respiratory failure. I think that was confirmed, basically. Because if we just say, are you sure it was ingested? Then they're going to be like, well, nothing was found on the scene of the crime. Delta is to... Well, I mean... We gotta just try stuff, I guess. Okay, This is the only thing that she might not have an immediate answer to. But that also goes against what we were... like, our line of questioning. Because she can just say, Yeah, it was respiratory failure. That's what the autopsy report says. And yes, it was ingested because there was nothing else on the... Oh, and we can also save here, in fact. Yippee! I'm gonna do this too. Why not? Fear not, we have a save. Indeed. What was the... Let me read the... I want to read about that. Is there anything here? No. No. Was there anything about... Lock screen? No, poison. It's the only way gamifying, don't ask a question you don't know the answer to. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, they call themselves 80? That's cute. I'm independent. Likes raw salmon, running water, and gymnastics. Dislikes criminals, contrarians, and pigeons. You like pigeons? Type. Open, obedient, observant, O people. A Libra, self-assigned. That's so funny. 3 sizes? Oh my god. BT Labs left too early. Oh no. Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Oh yeah, the fucking bust. Oh my god. Okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna ask this one. Dr. Sato, you said that the subject had to have ingested the Delta orally. But how sure can we actually be about that? Pretty sure? Okay, I got 2 now. I mean, I could go into detail about all the cavities that I checked, but... was it knowingly ingested? Ooh. Fair enough. But how can we be sure the subject ingested the Delta knowingly? Well, we can't be sure of that. Certainly not just from an autopsy. You said it must have been a liquid, yes? Would it have been a large amount? Depends on the concentration of the delivery solution. Could have just been a drop. That kind of thing that could go easily unnoticed, yes? Calls for speculation, Your Honor. Withdrawn. Oh man, I wanted to jump on her case. Damn, okay. 18, 19, 20. So I need 18, so this will be at 20. Oh, that sucks. This one? Dr. Sato, you were only able to even identify the presence of this Delta after hours of work. Can you really be sure that this never-before-seen chemical can cause respiratory failure? Well, I have had time to run simulations, and they do give every indication that it would act as a depressant. Ingest enough of any depressant and respiratory failure would occur. Try it. You've ran simulations. So you haven't tested Delta on an actual person. No, I haven't. Fuck. Okay. Oh, I got the ace. Okay. That would be very difficult to do, given our extremely limited sample. Not to mention highly unethical, of course. Without such a test, you don't actually know for sure that Delta can cause any of the symptoms you've described. Was there a question on that statement, Counselor? You don't actually know for sure, do you? No, not yet, anyway. Seems like that's... Ah, blackjack. Indeed. Okay. Hey, reach 21 on blackjack. Nice. Thank you for your time, Dr. Sato. We all appreciate it. But it does seem like we're still in the dark about many details regarding Dr. Asher's death, wouldn't you say? Well, poisoning via the compound we're calling Delta is still the most likely explanation, so there are other explanations for what happened. Defense is calling for speculation, Your Honor. It's not speculation when a medical examiner is attempting to explain the cause of death, Your Honor. The witness will answer the question. Oh my god. fucking love her. Well, respiratory failure can be caused by illnesses. If he had undiagnosed pneumonia or some other disease and his respiratory system was weakened. Undiagnosed pneumonia? With his level of healthcare? It is technically possible. I'll take it. I have no more questions from this witness. Ugh, that felt weak, but I can't be picky when I'm stalling for time. Seeding doubt wherever I can, however I can, is just about all I can manage. Alright. Detective Rice, you were one of the leads in investigating this crime scene? Yes, ma'am. And did you interview the EMTs who first arrived on the scene? I did. They responded to an emergency signal from the home's security console, located in the kitchen. What did they find when they arrived on the scene? The victim was unconscious, on the floor of his parlor. He was receiving CPR from a witness. The individual who had called him. They were both airlifted to Gatesfield Memorial Hospital, and Dr. Asher was declared dead shortly after arriving there. Question for chat. If you could set one goal for this month, what would it be? I think my goal would be I want to reach the halfway point of Mistborn Book 2. I'm getting there. I think that's a feasible goal, though. She's actually handling herself pretty well up on the stand. I have expected her to roll her eyes during the swearing in. But when you take into consideration her love for boot-heel authority, she might be right at home here in the courtroom, the very seat of the state's power over the people. The witness met with the deceased about a half hour before he fell ill, from 7:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. The two of them talked for some time and shared a drink. Shortly after, Dr. Asher became distracted, lightheaded, and eventually non-responsive. And during the same time period, drinking the same liquor, this witness exhibited no symptoms themselves. None. Through a collaborative effort, quote-unquote, with Noble Electronics Security Division, we searched the entire building. But we found nothing unusual in any of the food or drink on the premises, including the bottle that the witness and the deceased drank from. So what was your ultimate conclusion after investigating the scene? The whiskey bottle was clean and the witness's drink was clean. Only person who got sick was Dr. Asher, drinking from a cup that he had prepared. So it was our determination that Dr. Asher committed suicide by poisoning himself. Sorry, David Asher. She's pretty tight-lipped up there, but I think she slipped up at least once. The police want to claim they've eliminated every other possibility and covered every angle. But I know there's a number of blind spots that they're not willing to admit to. Corwin says, not sure if it's a goal, but I needed a new bedsheet, and I went out and bought a new bedsheet instead of spending 3 months waffling around the purchase. So that feels like an accomplishment to me. Hell yeah, we love that. If we're talking about waffling around with purchases, I specifically need to go through the list of, we saved a bunch of links to, like, TVs that we'll probably want to look into. And we've been sitting on those that notepad of links in my phone for, like, a couple weeks now. We need to actually buy a TV. It needs to be soon. I also need to go get some light bulbs, to replace a light bulb that's been burnt out for a fucking year. It's just high up and I don't have a ladder, so I'm lazy about it. Anyway. Alright. Save. Oh wait, wrong one. Ah! Save. Save. Let's go here. Yes. Alright. Alright, we have the upright cup, David's cup, and the poison. Actually, my goal should probably be do spring maintenance on my bike. Oh, fair. That's fair. Upright cup. So the upright cup was Jung's cup, there's David's cup, and the poison. Okay. Asher met with the witness at 7:30 p.m. last night, and by 8 o'clock p.m. he was dead. I can't check my evidence. Okay. He was the one who prepared their drinks. And there was no opportunity for the witness to ever slip him something. No, that's wrong. The poison. I might have just got that wrong. Fuck! No, I fucked it up! No, I'm going back. Fuck it. No. Reloading. No. Fuck that. Alright, yeah. Was it the David's cup? I was gonna do the cup of water, I thought. Oh, okay, whatever. I'll figure it out. It's fine. Okay. Asher wrote the witness 7:30 p.m. and by 8 o'clock he was dead. He's the one who prepared their drinks. That's right. And there was no opportunity for the witness to ever slip him something. He drank from a cup that he himself poisoned. Seems pretty cut and dry if you ask me. Okay, so that's what it was. But just to be sure, we scanned the kitchen, the lab, the basement, and there was no poison anywhere else. She slipped up there and made claims she can't actually support. All you need to do is point it out, and then I'll get to watch yourself destruct. Okay, cool. They don't Perennial's you. Yes, okay. He's the one who prepared their drinks. Yeah. And there was no opportunity for the witness to ever... David's cup? Upright cup? David's cup. No? Fuck. No! No! Ah! It's fine. I'm gonna figure this out. I just need to... Okay, what was with the upright cup? Maybe I should just read the evidence. Plastic of a small amount of whiskey left in it. Found upright on the... Yes. Cool. No traces of foreign elements. Okay. So the upright cup is Jung's. Gotcha. David's cup is David's cup. I don't think there was anything... Do we have David's cup? Jung's cup. Water glass. Like... I thought it had to be... something there. David's cup. Plastic cup that David Asher was drinking before he died. Forensic analysis shows matches for his fingerprints and saliva, but toxicology has proven inclusive. Too much of the whiskey was drunk and or evaporated. So it has to be David's cup. Right? Because they can't prove it? And the last one is poison. Which was the poison that was in his body that was unregistered, right? No additional traces found anywhere at the crime scene or in David's penthouse. Okay. Alright. So, Jung's cup, no traces of anything. David's cup, inconclusive because too much was drank. And poison would be something in his body. Okay. Ashimoto was 7:30 p.m. and at 8:30 he was go- Okay. He's the one that prepared their drinks. That's correct. No opportunity to just ever slip him something. That's maybe incorrect. He drank from a cup that he himself poisoned. That's not right. The test was inconclusive, right? Is that the idea we're going for? Yeah, there we go. Thought so. You can't make that claim. Not when the evidence record clearly shows the tests of Dr. Asher's cup were inconclusive. The police can't claim he drank from a poisoned cup without first proving that his cup was, in fact, poisoned. You're talking a lot of sense, lady. Does it resolve, or do you have a response, D.A. Rockford? Oh yeah, Emma Rockford, that's her name. Testing on the deceased cup has been inconclusive so far, Your Honor. I don't dispute that. Though I'd be surprised that the defense has any idea how else the poison could have possibly been delivered to Dr. Asher alone. She became British. It's fine. Not at this time, but that's the funny thing about the burden of proof. It's not on the defense. As we're all aware. Right, we all knew that. I definitely knew that. Oh my god, she's playing a fucking, like, PSP. Oh my god. Now, if the people are done bemoaning that pesky innocent until proven guilty issue, perhaps I could begin my cross-examination. Fire away, baby. Fire away? Baby? Okay. So now we're at 7. Okay. Riz's testimony is meant to show that David's the only one who could have poisoned himself. She'll be on guard and hard set against helping me, but I keep her focused on eliminating the other possibilities. I could get her to make my point to me before she even realizes what's happened. Okay. Anyone else in the building ever seen poisoning himself? Could he have been poisoned off camera? Well, I mean, we could confirm. We could confirm that. That was my question. Anyone else in the building? That's probably a decent question. I'm gonna ask about this one, though. Detective, isn't it possible that Dr. Asher was poisoned off camera? Possible? I don't know how else it would have been done. But that just goes to show it had to have been suicide. The only time he was off camera... Oh, damn it. Okay, nah, -6, okay. That's fine. The only time he was off camera, he was all by himself. Shit, that's where I wanted to lead the conversation. That's not where I wanted to lead the conversation. It might certainly seem that way, yes. Damn it, okay, that's fine. Detective, we've been doing a lot of assuming and reasoning in quick succession, so I'll ask this plainly for the court. Is there any photographic evidence showing David Asher adding anything to his drink that night? No. Seems like he's already poured for the both of them by the time he returned to the parlor. He had already poured? In that case, the next question needs to be when and what. Okay, here we go. Oh, then does that lead off camera? Maybe we go to that one then? They didn't find any poison in the kitchen, I know that. Anyone else in building? Try this. Hey. Detective Reyes, during the course of your investigation, did you find any samples of Delta in the kitchen or the parlor? No. That was a fast answer. Well, it was a pretty easy question. If we had found poison at the scene of the crime, that'd be pretty important, don't you think? What about in his lab, his bedroom, his basement? No, no, and no. We didn't find Delta or any other unusual substance in any part of his penthouse. Right. They never found any poison. No poison at all? I'm gonna press that. At any point in the investigation, was poison found on the body of the deceased? No. He must have been searched. Did he have any capsules or vials, eyedroppers? Didn't even have his wallet on him. Why? I'm gonna save. I'll save right here. No one else was in the building, that we know. Well, unless she proves that there were other people, which could actually be an interesting line of questioning. Like, because the paramedics showed up real quick. I'm curious about this one. The only people you saw in the cameras that night were Dr. Asher and his witness, correct? Yeah, and there was no footage in the house of anyone else. Are there any parts of the house that aren't recorded by camera? Sure. There are a number of rooms in the home's interior that don't have cameras in them. So it's possible that there were other people there that night, because cameras weren't watching every room. No, that's not possible. The only way up to the penthouse is through the building's elevator on the fire escape stairs, both of which are on camera. And that still wouldn't get you past his front door, which is also on camera. No one besides the two of them were there that day. What about before that day? Ooh, yeah. Oh, but I'm at 21. Oh, fuck. Damn it. And if they'd been there before yesterday, then we would have seen them leave. Yeah, I went over. Ah, damn it. Okay. I'm gonna load back to this. If I go this way, is that better? Yeah, because that, yeah, it's definitely not that one, because I already tried it. So, am I just over... I guess I have to go here. Maybe if I press this again? What about a poison container? At any point in the investigation, was poison found in the body of the deceased? No, he must have been searched. Okay, no, we've already done this one. I'm actually gonna go back and just not press. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go that building route. Because that'll get me to 21. I'm gonna stay. Thank you for enlightening the court about this point, Detective. What point? Well, I think it's strange, don't you, Detective? I mean, how could he have possibly poisoned himself without first procuring some poison? Here we go. Blackjack. Nice. What do you mean, procure? I love how, like, the judge in the background is like, yeah! the adjutant. Oh my god. Where did it come from, Detective? The poison that you're so sure was dissolved in his drink. Can't have come from thin air, you understand. It had to have been in another container at some point. Whatever it was in before, it probably evaporated. All of it? Only took a small droplet to kill. Your Honor, are you going to ask them to keep it civil? In a minute, sure. There wasn't any pill bottle in his bathroom or syringe in his pocket containing this apparently deadly substance. So how did he get it? What did he keep it in? The police want to claim that Dr. Asher committed suicide because they've established that his guest never had an opportunity to kill him. But they failed to prove that the victim had the means to kill himself. Then I guess I'll be the one to move things along. The Delta didn't come out of thin air, Counselor. Oh, you have something? And it didn't come from a syringe either. Dr. Asher was able to drip the poison right into his cup, straight from the source. Shit. That's way too specific to be a bluff. I'll be shocked if the judge doesn't show up in the background at some point with 3D glasses and a bag of popcorn. I hope so. Allow me to submit into evidence Exhibit G. Here we go! Updated autopsy report bullshit. A piece of machinery found in Dr. Asher's laboratory. Sold under the product name Nanofacturer. Oh, I know this one. It's used in delicate scientific work to produce nanomachines, chemical compounds, and polymers. That's the same machine I saw when Dawes gave me a tour of the production floor. Very good, Your Honor. It's a valuable tool in any scientific laboratory, and Dr. Asher was very well acquainted with its use. As a matter of fact, he had a number of presets coded into it. Even the android can see where this is going. With just a few taps, he could reproduce any number of specific substances for his research, or any other chemical his heart desired, really. You think Rendoc Mechanics would allow their product to be used to produce illicit chemicals? Using the nanofacturer can make unlicensed drugs. Oh my god, I can't read. Using the nanofacturer to make unlicensed drugs does go against their terms and conditions, so Dr. Asher's warranty is certainly null and void, but they can't hard-code their machines to prevent the production of a drug that hasn't been invented yet. Dr. Asher died when his respiratory system failed because of a depressant overdose. For him, it would have been peaceful, like falling asleep. You see, he didn't need to commission a synthetic drug from some street vendor or order an exotic poison from overseas. He could produce Delta at any time in the comfort of his own home. A quick and painless death, readily available in under a minute at the touch of a button. Specifically, preset number 19. Damn. Thought I actually had something for a moment there, but I was playing into Emma's hand the entire time. Seems like we're done with this witness, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am. But before we move on, perhaps we should take a moment and put together a timeline of events as we know them. Not for me, of course, just in case someone else might need it. Simple enough. We know that Dr. Asher left the parlor and went down to the basement at 7:36 p.m. That's where he got the whiskey and the cups they drank from. The cameras show him returning to the parlor to drink with the witness at 7:40. And of course, we know that he fell ill and passed away shortly thereafter. Any objections so far, Counselor? Nope. She has the timeline correct. Nope, I think it makes sense. Not at that time, no. The timeline you've described is accurate as we know it. As you say. With this latest piece of evidence, we know that Asher could have easily dispensed the poison directly into his cup. By placing it inside the nanofacturer, activating the preset, and simply waiting 2 minutes. Let me see this nanofacturer thing. Machine capable of assembling organic or inorganic compounds and even nanomachines after just 2 minutes of vacuum-sealed mixing. Presets on David's model exist for a compound identical to the substance found in his bloodstream. Or inorganic. Vacuum-sealed mixing. Okay. Easily accomplished during the 4 minutes he spent off camera from 7:36 to 7:40. Wouldn't you say? Ooh, a complete timeline of events. I wonder if he had other presets on there for more palatable substances. Like he just had, he's like, oh, I really like this, this drink mixture, but I can't make a drink to save my life. He had the means. He had the only opportunity. Seems like we're about ready to wrap up here, no? Where are we on that loading bar of yours, Sarah? How did I had a feeling you'd say that. Well, Counselor, are we done here? Nope, I'm gonna raise. Emma's argument is missing something. I think so. Feels like we're missing at least one biggie here, folks. Namely, motive. Yeah. Oh, right. I knew that. I wasn't getting excited to finish early or anything. Oh my god. This is a preliminary hearing, Counselor. Our focus should be on the evidence, so... Just feels like an awful waste of taxpayer dollars to get us all down here for debate and not get to the truth of the matter, you know? So, I was hoping we wouldn't have to go through this next part. Oh god, Emma's ready. Emma's cracked. She's so like, oh, I'm just waiting for you to play into my hand. Like, keep going, by all means. What are you talking about? Your Honor, if it pleases the court. Ooh, new evidence? Gimme. This is a recording of a phone conversation dated at 6:30 p.m. last night between the deceased and a man he was in relationship with. A man named Isaac Porter. Porter and David's breakup call? Emma wants to present it here now, then the content must be... relevance, Your Honor? Yeah, that. What bearing does this recording have on the case at hand? It establishes what emotional state the deceased was in on the day he died. Cool. Begin playback. Hello? Shit. Always so soft-spoken. Isaac? You there? Wow! David Asher was beautiful. Yeah, I'm here. What's wrong? Don't know. Guess I wasn't expecting you to pick up. Why not? Did you mean to call me? Yeah, I did. You gonna ask me how I've been? Yeah. How have you been? David. What's the matter? Whatever it is I did, I'm sorry. Whatever you did? That's alright, man. I'm sure you are sorry. I don't want any more apologies from you. I'm sorry. Okay. And I don't think I want anything from you anymore, David. What do you mean? I shouldn't have done this. This was unnecessary. My bad, man, for not taking the hints. With you, it's always better left unsaid, right? More efficient that way, so you can keep working. Isaac, if I've been distant with you, or... Nah, you haven't been distant with me, or cold me, or anything with me for a while now. Isaac... Just forget it, man. Forget I called. Forget it all, yeah? Let's just forget we were ever anything but strangers. Like maybe someone swapped the presets around? Oh, interesting. Maybe. That's all we all know anyway. Isaac, recently I've been distracted. I know. Nah, don't worry about it. Really, we're good. Oh. Okay. So do you need anything? Or should I... Oh, God. Where did you even get this? All of Dr. Asher's incoming and outgoing phone calls are recorded by the building's penumbra system, and the recording continued for several seconds after each call was ended. Quality assurance. I may check the terms and conditions on my next phone bill. Shall we hear the rest? Gotta be the last time. Last time I let someone... Last time. Father. Might just be a call, but makes for pretty damning evidence at this point in the discussion. Emma's got her means, opportunity, and motive all lined up. So why is she looking at me like that? That was depressing. Can we finish up without anything else that horrible? Emma's never been apologetic in victory. So does this mean that So does that mean this is just pity? Less than 2 hours before Dr. Asher died, Isaac Porter ended their relationship over the phone. The court can make a reasonable assumption about what kind of mental state Dr. Asher was in last night. That was a bad move, Miss Rockford. Then, if the people have nothing further to add... I've been feeling off my game all day. Caught between corporate inbreeders and ant-brain protesters, and... pitying me? Here and now? That's all it takes to get my blood properly boiling. It's about time for me to call my first witness, no? You want to keep going after that? What are you doing, counselor? Just calling the ultimate silver bullet, rock-solid, slam-dunk witness a girl could ask for. Who you calling? Oh, okay. Is here good? Does it matter where I put my hands? I think she was kind of southern voice I gave her. I can't really remember. Miss Starling, thank you for coming here today. Of course. Oh, no, she was just, like, kind of bubbly. Of course, whatever I can do. What is your relation to the deceased? I was his executive assistant at Noble Electronics. I would arrange his meetings, coordinate communications between him and the other departments, that sort of thing. Ultimate silver bullet. Starling's the only play I have right now, the only stalling tool I have left. For now, I should just focus on getting as much information from her as possible. Whether or not it's useful, it'll at least buy me some time. While Jess was being sworn in, Sarah mentioned that the hard drive's about 60% decrypted. You need to keep a cheat sheet of characters in their voices. I know. I've definitely already changed Emma's voice, but it's fine. Considering the rate Sarah's gone at so far, there's maybe another hour left. I might be able to stall that long, if I talk real slow. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Dr. Asher. Please answer them to the best of your ability. Right. Dr. Asher was a well-known public figure, but was he well-regarded professionally? Of course! Dr. Asher's work set the bar for the entire automated dependent world. Stay focused, Spearmint. Oh, no! You say you coordinated his communications. Were there ever threats? Did people ever express an intent to harm him? Objection calls for speculation. Intent? I'm feeling that that's gonna be, sustained. Did anyone ever threaten him? There were times when he was the focus of negative attention. How so? Dr. Asher was a favorite subject of many conspiracy theorists. With all his contributions to the field, it was easy for them to make claims about his, quote-unquote, influence. They'd say his work was plagiarized, or that he was hiding illegal subcommands in the technology he helped develop. And people would contact him about these conspiracy theories. Relevance. Whether or not people wanted to kill him. Well, withdrawn. Miss Starling. People would attempt to contact him, yes, but their messages were always too vague for the police to take action on. They would say that he belonged in jail, or that he couldn't avoid the truth, or that someone should do something to shut him up. Jesus. Did they ever talk about hurting him? Yeah. But, I always turn those messages straight over to the police. Yeah, I'm seeing that on the record. Yeesh, who writes this stuff? All those cases have long since been resolved, Your Honor, and none of these parties involved have had contact with David Asher in years. The police take harassment very seriously. Something you want to add, Counselor? Just clearing my throat. May I continue? You worked with Dr. Asher for many years. Did you have a relationship outside of work? Did you ever talk about anything besides professional concerns? Oh, sure, we've gone out to dinner or met on the weekends. I think he liked to pick my brain since he needed relationship advice a lot. Even if he didn't realize that was what he was asking for. I'd like to think he knew he could talk to me, but did he ever talk to you, or to your knowledge, anyone else about hurting himself? God, no, never! Do you know of any history he might have had with mental illness, depression, anxiety? No. So when you heard the people argue that Dr. Asher had done this to himself, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. You're saying that you can't believe. Objection. On what grounds? Oh, a DJ spins. Let's go. Asked and answered, stalling, and also the people of documents that be of interest to the court in this matter. Juicy. And what matter specifically are you referring to? The deceased's mental health history. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Emma wouldn't be speaking of if she didn't have something real. So what the hell is this about? We have private correspondences that describe, if they're private, then they should not have been obtained by the people without his permission. He can't give permission if he's already dead, and we're well within our rights to obtain evidence as it pertains to his crime. Convincing! Damn, I didn't honestly expect her to stop from admitting her evidence into the record. I was hoping I'd at least slow her down. Where are you on that footage? 77%. Approximately. I need to buy whatever time I can, however I can. Even if that means running out the clock as a punching bag. I have here messages between Dr. Asher and a psychiatrist he was meeting with and speaking to for the past year, along with paperwork detailing how his treatment was covered under his platinum plan. Platinum? Is that what he had? He had the... It was called the Executive 4 plan, right? Caduceus Platinum Insurance Policy in David Asher's name. Oh, weird. Used to schedule and pay for psychiatric appointments. So did he have 2 plans? Uh-huh. Okay. I don't intend to air all of Dr. Asher's secrets here to the court. Oh, okay, I guess. But I am prepared to read excerpts from messages and transcripts from phone calls, which, when put together, paint a clear picture of the kind of stress David Asher was experiencing, and the dark thoughts he was struggling with. Transcripts of his phone calls? I'll admit them into evidence, assuming there are no objections. There's something strange about this evidence. Nothing strange yet. I mean, I do actually have a question about the Platinum plan, because that's different from his Executive 4 plan in name, right? But I kind of want to learn what these are. I'll stay for now. Object? No, I don't. Except what she said. No, I do object. Oh, shit! Damn, okay, now we're -10, okay. Then say that the first time, yeah? On the grounds of foundation, why don't you say you got this? It was retrieved from his digital records. There's no reason to doubt his authenticity. Even if I were to point out that David had an executive level 4 plan, not a platinum plan, yeah, that was my question, yeah. Really? Really? Yes, really. It's all there in the record. This is easily explained. David had an executive plan that Noble managed for him, and he was also seeing this psychiatrist, both in person and over the phone. Your own witness has attested that he dealt with stalkers and was worried for his privacy, so it's easy enough to reason he had a separate insurance policy he paid for on his own, even if he only kept one thing out of Noble's grasp. Sure, easy enough to make that assumption, but that doesn't make it correct. David used a separate insurance to hide his psychiatrist from Noble's spying, and that seems odd. No, he was smarter than that. Okay. Drank with Dave before he died. Didn't see him corroborated camp footage. Darcy serves financial values with a lot of zeros. All building calls recorded by Noble. Okay. Platinum plan. So, we're trying to prove that he wouldn't have this. Why would he not? Oh. Calls recorded is my guess? Building calls recorded, monitored by Noble. But isn't that suggesting that he... Oh. But it's building calls? He wouldn't be able to hide it. Oh, is it? I see. Okay, I see. Oh shit, no! Sure, let's try it. David may very well have wanted a private psychiatrist, someone who didn't work for Noble, who'd have his best interests at heart. But if so, he wouldn't have contacted them over the phone. Not when he knew all his phone calls were being recorded. Thank you, Corwin! Nah, you good. David Asher was well versed in having every aspect of his life overanalyzed by data-hungry parasites. You really think he would try and hide mental health problems from them with a second insurance policy? Apparently, yes, since I'm standing here with evidence that shows exactly that. I return! Hello, Artichoke. We're in, court, kinda. We're doing the preliminary trial. It's not the actual trial. Does it, though? Pardon me. Yeah, like, what exactly are you suggesting, Counselor? Still not done decrypting? Well, it's difficult to... Right. What the hell? Might as well swing for the fence at this point. I'm not trying to muddle the issue or confuse the court, Your Honor, and I would never make outlandish, unsubstantiated... Sorry. Unsubstantiated claims for just the sake of causing drama. What are you... I'm merely concerned that D.A. Rockford has been an unwitting pawn in an act of corporate espionage. Damn. What a statement. Oh my god. What? If the markets were to open Monday with people believing that David Asher, the man who programmed the brain of every noble android, was battling mental health issues for the last several months? Objection, mischaracterization, foundation, all the rest? There are no corporate spies in this courtroom, Counselor, and there's no boogeyman hiding under the bench. Oh, thank God. David Asher was a once-in-a-generation intellect, an extremely valuable human asset to his employers. And his employers' main enemies would do whatever it takes to destroy his credibility now that he can't defend himself. And he was also your personal... You shouldn't even be here arguing this case in the first place, Counselor. Now you're trying to call the police as evidence gathering into question. All because you can't admit that for the past several months, your friend has been seeing a psychiatrist every Monday, and you didn't know. That is... sorry, but, like, did you still need me up here? The witness will refrain from interrupting when girls are fighting! Yes, ma'am. Artichoke says, I was arguing with some narcissistic asses earlier. One was treating the other like a king. That's BS. I'm sorry. The game's been good, though. Thank you. Speaking of narcissists, the judge is a narcissistic android. The girls are fighting! we love AD84. Oh my god, she's so funny. That's how my luck's been so far. Sarah's progress bar is probably moving backwards right about now. I know his patience is wearing thin. This could be my last shot to create any kind of reasonable doubt. I'd be happy to wrap up my questioning if the court will allow. That seems cool with me. And my evidence, Your Honor, will be entered into the record. I'd like to hear a bit more testimony before deciding. That's fine, Your Honor. As you were, Counselor. At this stage of the game, with the score where it's at, I can probably only ask one more question. That means it's time to save! We're gonna save here. Better make it count. So what can Starling tell us that no one else could? If she hadn't called me this morning, we wouldn't be standing here. She only did that because... Miss Starling, we're all gathered here to try and figure out what happened to Dr. Asher last night. So please, tell us. When exactly did he last... contact you? When did... Oh. Do we have... articles? Do we have anything about that? No. Oh no. Okay. I was enjoying the argument, lol. I eventually just handed them the win after getting the king to say something bad about the other guy, make the other guy feel like he was the stupid one. Nice! Hell yeah. Oh my god, the twerk. Let's go. Contact? Maybe? Because that would be recorded. MIUI HQ, I mean... She last saw him... I don't think Meet at HQ matters, so it's either C or contact, I think. Was there a law passed saying all emojis have to twerk now? Oh, damn, now I gotta make my emojis twerk. I'm gonna try it. When was the last time you had contact with Dr. Asher, Miss Starling? Well, that's pretty easy to figure out. Let me just... Yeah, it was last night at 6:57 p.m. We texted back and forth. And how do we feel that's... Fuck. That's relevant, Your Honor. Relevant. Ugh. The texting makes a big difference. The texting isn't relevant. I don't think the texting is relevant. 6:57? When did he pass? 6:57? And he said he had lost some faculties, like he passed out. So, wait, let me... Hold on. What's the... autopsy? Oh no, that was 8... Oh... Oh no, that was it passing. Hold on. Witness. 7:30. Jung arrived at 7:30 and remained on camera until 8:03. 7:36. Okay, so that was... Okay, that's like a half an hour later, 7:30. Was it after... It was after the call with the BF, wasn't it? Yes? Where is the stuff about the boyfriend? Isaac's call. It was after. The phone call that took place between Isaac Porter. So he texted her 20 minutes later. So that could be a little bit suspicious. Maybe. And his mental state. Yeah, so he probably would not feel great. Why would he... And what was she... What did he... They were texting? What was he saying they were texting about? Where's the log? Backlog. Oh, we texted back and forth. That's it? Back and forth. That seems odd. Yeah, I'll raise it. It could very well be the single most important piece of evidence in this whole trial. Oh, okay. What? I just got chills. Don't know why, though. Must be a coolant link. The defense doesn't know what they're talking about. On the contrary, these texts are a vital piece of evidence that change the timeline of events as we know them. Yeah, baby! We know what happened to David last night, generally speaking. The order of events is critical, especially if Emma wants to make claims about David's state of mind. Yeah, drag cards and this. Okay, chronological order left to right. You can pick a card back up and place it in another slot if you change your mind. Or drop it outside any slot. Return to your hand. Oh, sick. Fill all slots, submit your answer. Cool. Alright. So, the first thing that happened was, was Isaac's call. Right? Yeah. Isaac's call. Then Starling texts. Then this. Yes, that's it. Thanks to Miss Starling, we've now got a much clearer picture of the night's events. We know that Isaac Porter and David Asher broke up at 6:30 p.m. And I was rooting for them so hard. And we know that David messaged his assistant, Miss Starling, at 6:57 p.m. David is on camera with the witness from 7:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. And he was declared dead not long after. The people don't object to this timeline of events, but we do question Councillor Morgan's reason for belaboring it. One last question, Miss Starling. Yeah? What was the nature of your conversation? Yeah, what was he talking about? Of your conversation with Dr. Asher? Well, actually, we talked about you. Oh. And how he wanted you to have his android. Oh, fucking Christ, that's not good. That android there. Putting his affairs in order, I guess. It might appear that way. Can you specify what his instructions were exactly? How did he want this done? Well, he wanted me to bring you to his penthouse and help you get set up as the android's new owner. Yes, Miss Starling, but when did he want this to happen? The next day, wasn't it? Well, he said it was pretty urgent, and so I should do it first thing Tuesday morning. It's Tuesday? What day did it... What... Was it Wednesday that he died? Does it say? I don't actually remember. Okay, figure it out. I guess it'd be the next day, I imagine. First thing Tuesday morning. David Asher didn't like doing anything on Mondays. Oh. Okay, so it wasn't... So 2 days from now? That seems odd. Let's see. And he was going to be in attendance. Well, actually, yes. He said he would work from home to help us. Oh. No way he intended for us to have that much trouble getting to... Oh. Oh! Oh, wait. I might be missing it. Let's see. To summarize, then, half an hour after he had already had his breakup, and half an hour before his guest arrived, he was planning an appointment that would require his presence with you for next Tuesday. Oh! So why would he want to kill himself if he was planning an appointment for... Oh, ha ha. Sneaky. That's right, he was. Not something you would think to do if you were planning on dying that very night. Yeah, you're right. That's... Your Honor, if David Asher was preparing for the week ahead a mere hour before he passed away, don't you think the people's assumptions about his mental state ought to be re-examined? That's... Your logic is sound. Do the people have a rebuttal? If the court will just allow a moment. Sounds like an opening to me. If we assume that Dr. Asher was not suicidal and therefore did not kill himself, we must then ask ourselves who else had the means, motive, and opportunity to take his life. Take that, Emma! Yeah. Until now, we've taken for granted this idea that the Delta must have come from his manufacturer, from inside the house. Adonai? Not right now. But even if that's true, which it may not be, that doesn't mean that he was the one who used the manufacturer. Adonai! Yeah? Would you allow me one moment to... confer, Your Honor? Sure. Why not throw away your momentum? I'm in the middle of something, Sarah. I can't afford to let Rockford... I've gained access to the hard drive's files. Oh. What? Seriously? As I said, progress with this type of encryption is exponential. It can be difficult to estimate... Right. Okay. Do you have the footage from last night? I have the file. Have you watched it? I thought you'd want to know right away. Suppose it doesn't matter. Either this has our silver bullet and we've got a case, or it doesn't and everything falls apart. So this was like a week ago, and he watched it the night that he died. That seems quite risky. The least risky plan to victory we have. Seeing how it's the only path to victory we have. Oh, screw it. Upload it to the court computer. Yes, Adonai. Thank you for your patience, Your Honor. She's sleeping. Oh my god. Your Honor. I'm awake! And I'm getting a pretty hefty chunk of video data for breakfast! You're submitting security footage into evidence. New security footage. The police corroborated the witness's testimony using the house's cameras. Security cameras installed by Noble as part of the penumbra system that showed the parlor, the kitchen, not the basement. During the course of my investigation, I uncovered a hidden security circuit buried in the deceased's own home system. You... what? The people say that the Delta must have been in Dr. Asher's cup, because there's no other way for him to have ingested it. But we never saw him or anyone else put anything in his cup on camera. Because he must have poisoned his own drink off camera. Exactly. What? That's the only possible explanation, that he added the Delta to his drink off camera. He placed his cup inside the manufacturer, activated it, waited 2 minutes, and then walked upstairs to his death. I'm about to present to the court footage retrieved from his basement. Footage that will show that by the time he retrieved the cups in the basement, it was already past 7:38, meaning he didn't have the opportunity to poison himself. Oh, no, it wasn't a week ago. Okay, I thought he just opened it that night. Okay. One clip of footage will prove all that? That's quite a statement. If it doesn't, I'm completely screwed. Oh my god, girly. But it's not like I can lose a preliminary hearing extra hard. Anything other than a royal flush here means I'm bust. So better to be the Joker who dances. The data has been entered into the court record. Sarah, show us when Dr. Asher entered the basement. Yes, Adonai. I'll search for it now. Here. On screen. That's the bar. Timestamp is 7:36. There. David's grabbing the bottle of Rose River at 7:36 and leaving at 7:37. Just under the wire, as it were. Is that it, then? I came this far just to... Wait. Did he have the cups with him? Oh. Is there sound? None at all. Keep going. If he had to go back to get the cups... Counselor? Oh, no! What's that android doing on camera? No! It's at the bar. Oh, shit! What? The android gave him the cups. Shit. Shit. That machine never stepped on... that machine never stepped on camera upstairs. This fucking game! I know! Not once. We don't know its whereabouts we don't know its whereabouts the day of his death. It could have poisoned the cup whenever it wanted. Shit. Shit! What is this? I don't understand. Your Honor, have the courtroom cleared. Understood. Please, someone! I don't know what's going on! Sarah, you need to shut down. Please tell me what I'm looking at. I don't remember any of that. Do we have callers available? Sarah, shut down now. Adonai, please tell me what That's an order. Oh, fuck. Oh, no! Okay, big sleepy. Oh. This should be fucking wild, I know! Is it off? Yeah, it's off. I've seen this before. It won't do anything until I reactivate it. We don't know that. We don't know anything about this thing anymore. That's... Your Honor, in light of this most recent evidence, the people would like to withdraw their charges against Dr. Asher and end this preliminary hearing. I am shooketh! Right? Me too. It has been made abundantly clear that David Asher did not commit suicide. Very well. The charges are withdrawn, and the defendant is free to go. Well, as free as he can be in the afterlife. This case is dismissed. Congratulations, Counselor Morgan. Yay. Chalk up another victory for Morgan Esquire. Now all I have to do is deal with the shitstorm of the decade. Fuck! That's not good. Okay, the good, there's more game. Well, I managed to prove that David didn't kill himself. In the process, I proved that his android did. I proved the android that's been walking around with me all day is capable of murder. At least she won. This is artichoke. Oh my god. A killer robot. A true unbound AI with military-grade specs and at least one death to its name already. So much for avoiding the public eye. Thank you for coming here on such short notice, Judge Barrows. Whoa, you look cool. Ha! As if I'm doing some kind of favor. I didn't realize I had any choice in the matter. This isn't some bad joke, is it, Miss Rockford? I'm afraid not, Your Honor. You know, I like the adjutants. I always have. They deal with the criminal trials so that bookish, quiet, contemplative people like me can spend all day typing up arguments for obscure legal treatises. That's what I like to do. I don't like coming down here and dealing with all this heavy-handedness. Won't someone toiling away under the police state think of the poor bureaucrats? And I certainly don't like making rulings on anything as spicy as AI. She'd barely bring herself to say it. And you, Counselor Morgan, you're the one it's registered to. That's correct, Your Honor. So, like, I'm wondering, like, it seems... I feel like maybe if, like, Corwin, you said that there might be a possibility for the presets to change. It could have been an accident. Like, the presets could have been swapped, and he was just telling his android, hey, go press this, and it'll... Although I don't know what he would be adding to it, really. Like, that... It doesn't seem like... Like, that seems like framing for her. I think that is her on screen. It is odd she doesn't remember it, though. I don't know why her data would have been wiped. Corwin says, did Asher purposely give his murderous friend a murderous robo-companion? Maybe it was too cheap to buy a sweetener. Yeah, he just get some sugar. He just instructs Sarah to get that. Oh my god. So what did it do exactly? Torture an animal, shut down a hospital, crash a coin market. We have it on camera poisoning a man, killing its creator. You mean Dr. Asher? That is... Well, we can't hope to keep this quiet for very long. All we can do is try to wrap it up quickly. Let's make haste. Adjutant, do you have the case number? Case ID is 241277. A docket number YT984318282. Thank you. Can you repeat that? YT984318282. I think I lost you after the first 8. I have it copied here. And what are the security procedures for an incident of this nature? A data quarantine is not to be established around any networks the subject was exposed to for more than 66 seconds. Oh, guess this isn't what episode 2 is going to be about. No, I had a feeling that this might just get wrapped up. They might do, like episodes might be self-contained stories. I will say, though, episode 1's a lot longer than I thought it'd be. I'm enjoying it. Maybe it'll end here. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. All offending hardware is to be destroyed immediately through incineration at a minimum temperature of 3,422 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Sorry, Spearmint. There's nothing to be done. No debate to be had. This isn't even a decision. Sorry, Sarah. Not Spearmint. David gave you that name. I should at least make the effort to use it. Well, that sounds very hot. Do we have furnaces that get that hot? Of course. There are a number of industrial furnaces within the city limits that I could recommend. Sorry? Why should I be sorry anyway? I filled the request. Favor repaid. I don't owe Sarah anything. Especially not if it killed my friend. Right, Morgan? I'm sorry. I was just saying how grateful I am that we have the procedures for this kind of thing all laid out already. Yep. Keeps things nice and simple. It can feel somewhat severe going through these steps so quickly, but nothing, Your Honor. Artificial intelligence is perhaps the greatest threat to human civilization and the sanctity of life that's ever been. Any piece of software, big or small, no matter the vessel. If it can violate the tenets it was programmed with, it has the potential to cripple our nation in a matter of moments. Yes, couldn't have said it better myself. Straight from the textbook, almost. Well, I mean it. Monsters like that don't belong in this world. Dang. Says the murderer. They should never have been born in the first place. Destroying them is a kindness. And if anyone's to blame, it's... No one's blaming you, Counselor. You couldn't have known you were in possession of an AI. I'm talking too much. Probably just tired. It's been a long day, and I've had a lot of thoughts. Sorry, Sarah, whatever you are. You were just born wrong. Not your fault, necessarily. If we're up to me, you'd get points for trying. Trying to be something more. Trying to be something at all. Or anything other than what you are. Oh, but she loved movies. No! It was stupid, of course. And futile. And pointless. Spending hours in front of a TV or laying in bed staring at your phone. Oh. Watching... Oh, it was her. Watching stupid movies and trying to paper mache an ill-fitted mask of humanity out of the scraps you could tear out of magazines. Mathematics alumni. Practicing expressions and memorizing lines and trying to get something to take root and grow despite knowing it'd have nothing to feed on. Stupid. Oh. I'm gonna do it. Morgan? What was that, Counselor? I said, objection. And what are you objecting to? What are you doing, Morgan? I'm a defense attorney. This is what I do. I understand you've been through a lot these past few hours, Counselor. Hell yeah! But there's nothing to defend. On the contrary, Your Honor. I have to defend myself. Back in business, yeah. Pardon? You say that this android Sarah is an AI because it broke its tenets. Obviously. And you believe it broke its tenants because of this newly discovered footage. That appears to show it committing murder via poison. All true, and no laws broken on your part. Here it comes. Never thought I'd be incriminating myself in the courtroom just to make a point. Oh, fuck. Don't you dare try to entrap me on this. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh. My ownership? Oh. What? Okay, so not... Okay. Oh, and fireable offenses like fraud? No. A recent purchase more bugged than a picnic. Well, I'm not gonna bring a gun to court. I love the instant, yeah, she had the cup, she did it. Can we save? Yes, we can! Good plan. I want to do this for fun. What is it? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I am not pulling a gun. I'm trying to prove a point, not getting mowed down by automated security. Cat got your tongue? Yeah, no, I'm blown back. That was funny. It's fine. Yeah, okay. That was great. Worth it. Alright, let's go back. Alright. Probably this, right? So, yeah, because what was in Sarah's papers? It was, There we go. Is to be given absolute ownership of the Android Sarah effective immediately. Signed and dated by David Asher over 2 weeks ago. A tax-free transaction, fortunately. So, like, I already had ownership. Which means that she wouldn't listen to any order he would give. Right? So that would suggest that I would have made the order to kill him. I'll go with that. It's pretty simple, actually. Like, she gave him the cup and he could have easily poisoned himself. Oh, yeah, for sure. If the state is making the claim that Sarah is an AI, they're accusing me of committing a felony. Because I'm the legal owner of that android. What the hell are you doing? And if the state wants to charge me with owning an AI, I will not take that lying down. I know my rights. Counselor, your argument is self-defeating. Listen to yourself, Counselor. Listen to yourself, Counselor. You claim that Sarah is just an android, a product that would be obsolete within a year. But you've only known that for a few hours. You've only owned it for a matter of minutes. And yet here you are, risking a felony charge to save it from being demolished. Because you're wrong. And I know you wouldn't care. Not unless this android was something special. Look at us. Me arguing that I'm guilty, and I'm arguing that I'm a softie. Sorry. Smoothie time. Be funny if it wasn't so fun. You think there's no reason I'd want to save this android from destruction? Other than feelings of personal attachment? Oh, yeah, no. It's worth a lot of money. I can think of at least one reason why I don't want you to turn Sarah into slag. One very convincing reason. Or very convincing number. What is that? That number is Sarah's estimated financial value on the collector's market. You ought to be. I got it from an insurance evaluation algorithm. They're designed to lowball you. That does seem like a reasonable incentive for you to want to keep your android intact. It's a free country, Your Honor. I have a right to defend myself. And we have a free market, so I have a responsibility to defend my financial interests. Your Honor, a trial like this would be... I'm not going to let you turn this courtroom into a circus, Morgan. You can't spend the next half-decade bringing in expert after expert to testify on the philosophical distinctions between AIs and ads, spiraling into appeal after appeal, all while the media, this machine appears to have willfully killed a man. The public needs answers now. Of course, Your Honor. I have neither the desire nor the resources to get into a drawn-out battle with the state over what constitutes an illegal machine intellect. Though, the state says my android, my property, killed a man in violation of its tenets, so they want to take my property and destroy it. I'll prove that my machine didn't harm anyone, so the state will have no reason to suspect it's an AI, and I'll get to keep my property. Unlaw procedure thwarted. No, don't be cute. I feel a stomach ulcer coming on. Fine. You'll have your day in court, but it'll be one day, tomorrow. Prove that this machine didn't kill Dr. Asher. No, prove that it couldn't have killed him. Anything less than absolute proof, and I'll have the damn thing obliterated. I want to be friends with Morgan, right? And you'll also be looking at a very real sentencing for the public unrest you'll have enabled. Yes, Your Honor. D.A. Rockford, what I'm asking for you is just as heavy. Find the truth by the end of tomorrow. We can't settle for anything else. Win or lose, there can be no doubts about the outcome of this case. Yes, Your Honor. And now I need to go lie down. I have a stomach ulcer. Can I come? You can power down. Alright. Morgan. I misjudged you. At what point? Whenever I wrote you off as a small-time defense attorney just trying to tread water. That is so sweet of you to say, Emma. There's layers to you. You've got backbone. Teeth, even. You're gonna make me blush. Gay! People talk about your kind like you're boxing against the state, fighting the man. I also want to be friends with Emma. Me too, Corwin. But most defense attorneys wouldn't know a cyberpunk if they walked up to them on the street and shot him. Meanwhile, you've just signed up to do 15 rounds, challenging the state's authority. Why? Not sure exactly. For David? Yeah, probably. Oh, that's good. Probably just me being sentimental. But if I had to pick a more lofty reason, well, I think it's all the moralizing. People can be evil. They can choose to do evil things for evil reasons. And if you want to execute them for that, you'll hear no complaint from me. But animals can't be evil. Information can't be evil. Ideas can't be evil. The last one. But I guess that's subjective. Guess I'm not convinced AI can be evil either. Whatever else I get up to, I don't want to stand with the book burners of the world. You're more high-minded than I realized. You're sure you're on the right line of work? Can't see myself doing anything else. Good luck, Morgan. There are book burners on all there are book burners on all sides these days. I talked a big game just now, but I'm in an even deeper hole than when I was trying to prove David's innocence. That won't be enough this time. I need to find the actual culprit, no matter what. Yeah, that's the other thing that's kind of hanging by a thread. Okay, so July 2nd. It is the next day. Oh boy! I'm gonna save. I actually thought I was way close to the end of this part. I am not. I'm gonna save right here. I'm not sure there's a character in this game I don't want to be friends with. So, I love how we came to stream figuring we'll wrap this up today. Oh yeah, no, fully. I was like, oh, we'll do the trial, it'll be done. So, okay, now we have the next day. Turns out we deactivated phase 2, indeed. We'll have probably a bit of time to do some investigation. And then we'll go to the proper trial. I don't know if Spatula is around. I feel like perhaps not. But if you are, I have a question. And the question is there at least another, like, hour of this game? You were here, okay. Because I have to get ready to go to bed soon. And if this is only going to be half an hour, I'm like, I could probably do that. But I imagine there's going to be some investigation and then the trial. I don't imagine we're going right to trial. There's definitely another court session. Okay. That's probably going to be a decent amount of time. Because that court session took me... Actually, I don't know how long that court session took me. I probably started... I started stream at 7:30. Or 7:36. 7:50. Started stream at 7:50. 8:50. I probably got till about 9, so it might be like an hour and a bit. I wouldn't say it's as long as what you've done so far, but it's still not simple. Yeah, okay. So probably better to leave it for the next stream then, I think. Fine by me. I also think it's a good cutoff point. I did save. So we'll see where that goes. So I'm here. So that's good. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining me. Oh my god, the plot continues to thicken. My goodness. Let's look at Barrows. Superior judge of the higher circuit, likes air conditioning, espresso, and reclining chairs, dislikes parking lots, noise pollutions, and mud, avoids overspending in restaurants, splurges on expensive hotels? What? And she relaxes by watching action movies. I like it. Very nice. Melissa Barrows. This is so much excellence for like $12. Oh yeah, no, this is insane for that price. Like, so good. Been a wonderful stream. Cannot wait until the next. Thank you, Artichoke. I'm really enjoying this. This is good stuff. My god. Alright. With that in mind, I'm gonna go to a stream ended. And I'll be back probably, not next Wednesday, because next Wednesday is book club, but I'll probably do like a Thursday or something. Next week. I'll do it during the week, and it'll be in an evening. So, it just won't be Wednesday, because Wednesday is book club. Which is another stream, but for a different reason. Thanks everyone for hanging out. It'd be nice to find somebody to raid. We got 6 people. That's a good number. Who live? Who could we raid on Twitch? Let's see. Well, lots of people live. EB. Well, who do I get to not raid very often? I don't get to raid Gentleman all the time. Let's raid Gentleman. So if you want to leave a little raid message, we're going to initiate the raid soon. You can copy and paste that one. On Twitch, I should say, because I am on YouTube as well. And saying this aloud without saying it's on Twitch would be very confusing for people who are watching the VOD. But on Twitch, you can copy and paste that sentence. You also, if you have access to my sub emotes, you can use those as like a different version if you'd like. And we're gonna go initiate a raid to Gentleman Robots, and I'm gonna do that right now. /raid Gentleman Robots, who I believe is playing Monster Hunter Wilds, the new Monster Hunter game. Yes, they are. Yeah, so if you get me around for the raid, I'd really appreciate it. Happy to start my week streaming. This is the first stream of the week for me. I'll be back tomorrow, co-streaming with my friend Mochi Chaos VT, who is great. Definitely follow her. And we're going to be playing Raft. We're going to be starting Raft. So we're going to see how long we last together. We'll see what happens. And after that, I'll be back to playing Neo: The World Ends With You on Saturday morning. I was going to do it at 8:30, but more things are happening, so I might just still do 9:30 and do a short stream, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, and I wish you all a rad rest of your week ahead. See you later, everybody.